Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. John Denton is here.
I am.
Matt Murray is here.
I am.
And I am your main one. It's David Turner. James isn't here this week. He's at some conference or so. He's doing like job stuff. Yeah, it's always weird when he gets serious like that. So congratulations to him. I hope it goes well for him. Right. So should we just get straight into feedback then this week?
I mean, James said he couldn't go because he had some like hoity-toity dinner with his fellow sort of conference peeps.
Oh, did he? Was it a dinner?
Yeah, I think he's got to do like a talk, but he's also got to go be there for a dinner because he's such such an esteemed company.
See, I can't imagine, right? Like, you've got the four of us, and I can't imagine work. Like, what I can imagine what you're like at work, Matt. I bet it's exactly the same as what you're like in real life, right? You haven't got a different persona.
I mean, I tried to have a different persona, and arguably this persona hasn't exactly elevated my career. But so I've tried to dumb it down, but ultimately, I'm still the same idiot.
And then you got James. He has to have a different persona at work. Like, he's absolutely got to have a different personality at work because there's no way he's getting anywhere in life with that. And John, I've seen you sort of working, haven't I?
Have you?
Like at events and stuff where you're walking around talking to people that you work with and stuff. I know it's not the same because you're out and about or whatever, but you switch on the work, John, I think, a little bit.
Do I? I guess I do a little bit.
Yeah, everyone does, right? No one's exactly the same at work as they are everywhere else.
That's true.
No, I do tone it down. And just to make it clear, I'm not the same on the podcast as I am in real life and all work, because that would be horrendous.
Okay, that's not entirely true, is it?
Well, apart from it, yeah.
Well, but if I had the chance to see someone from the show at work to see what they're like, it's got to be James. I mean, what is he doing right now? Is he in a suit? Is he? What is he talking about?
Definitely in a suit that's maybe 2 sizes too big. I mean, he's talking about China somewhere, but he's probably looking at his watch, thinking, "Oh God, they're probably talking about games now."
He's probably they're probably being mean about me right now.
Yeah, they're
you're right, James. You're right. Right, okay, let's go. Feedback. Let's do it.
James is scoffing relevance. Anyway, sorry. In my head, it's like a huge banquet. It's probably not that at all. But
do you know what I reckon's happened? Is that all the people that you work with got invited to this thing, and he didn't, and then they've all had to club together to pay for a ticket to get him in.
Definitely,
because he got all arsey. Yeah, definitely.
All the other teachers like, okay, you can have some of the Patreon money, James, and then you can come along to the dinner.
Let's go. Feedback.
Being on a different table. Okay, right, I'm going to start with this one because this is, when I saw his feedback, I was shocked, and I'm going to make a personal a promise to fix it. Jack Miller. Notice this a few times, but Matt is incapable of saying the show's acronym. He keeps calling it TGCS. Other than that, it's a great episode of the game.
I've never picked up on
show.
That.
I mean, I've never noticed it either.
I've never noticed it either.
I can see it's a thing that I may have said. In fact, when I read this, and I think someone else maybe in Discord or Twitter said it, I was like, TGCS.
Hold on, have you been back and listened to?
What?
Did you go back and listen to the show again? Why wouldn't you have done that? I would have done that instantly.
No, I didn't. I mean, I should. And I listened to last week.
I don't believe you. That's exactly the sort of thing you do. You'd load the show up again.
Honestly, I just don't listen. I don't know. I didn't do it. Anyway, Jack Miller and everyone else, I'm sorry. I can't believe I'm potentially calling it TGCS, but it's definitely a TCGS.
I mean, it's your job. Brand identity is your job. It might just be the way
I've been pronouncing it, to be fair.
Okay, well, you'll slip up again.
And by pronouncing it, I mean pronouncing it in the wrong order. Dean Allen, can't really believe this heel turn from Dave where he's suddenly with you, Matt. Now, Athene, I don't think Dave was with me. I think it's just sticking up for what was right, and whatever argument I was, he was with me, so that's fine.
I mean, I've never been, I've battered both of you. So it's not like I've suddenly become your mate or whatever.
Also, I mean, a heel turn. I'd love to see that, but I don't see that happening.
That is one of those phrases that I've been saying for years because I've heard people say it, but not fully understanding what it meant. So if anyone's heard me say heel turn in completely the wrong context, I thought it was someone just like changing their mind on something completely.
No, it's turned into a bad guy.
Yeah, turn into a bad guy. I only just found that out the other day. So I might have seemed pretty embarrassing.
Did you think it was someone just suddenly changing direction, walking down the street? What a heel turn that old person did.
Because they turned their heels around. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like they sort of spin on one heel was what was going on in my brain.
It's because the bad guys are called shit heels heels in wrestling.
Shit heel.
So you turn, babyface and shit heel. So you turn from babyface to a shit heel.
This is all wrestling stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just, you can use it for any TV, really, EastEnders, anything like that, for podcasts, anything.
Okay, all right, cool.
Believe me, I'll get a lot of it. Stuff. Athene Allen carries on. Now, I think last week one of the questions we got was if you could eat one food for the rest of your... No, was it rest of your life or just a whole month?
No, it was a month, wasn't it? You're only allowed to eat one type of food for a month.
My answer was McDonald's.
Which, honestly, is a shit answer anyway, because that's not a type of food, is it? That's just a restaurant. You can't, I'll just have McDonald's. It was whatever. Okay, yeah, go on.
It's what came to my head. Said? Anyway, Athene Allen, sorry, McDonald's, Matt, what the flying fuck? I mean, I love McDonald's, but, no, what the fuck, no. I mean, you said yourself, Athene, you love McDonald's, and that was my choice. What yours?
Yeah, but McDonald's, everyone... it's not great food, right? But it's tasty. It's tasty, right? Yeah. And there's people go, "Oh, it's so shit." No, it's not shit. It's tasty. But I have to recover from a McDonald's. I have to recover. Even when I was fucking massive, I had to recover from a McDonald's. I couldn't have it every day. That'd be madness.
I mean, I could, and but I know for a fact. And I have done for the last 2 months. but I know for a fact. When I bet about a week in, I would be really fucking depressed. Probably more depressed than normal. It's fine for a little rush here and there, but a whole week and a whole month of it, it'd probably kill me. But maybe we should do it anyway. It'd be funny.
Do you know what? I just had a little twinge then of expecting James to go, can we move on?
Yeah.
It made me a bit sad. Go on, next.
He might be saying that now on stage.
Just the impulse.
Yeah.
Can we move on?
Yeah, so he's hovering behind someone else at a table. It's can you guys move on? Because I'm trying to. I'm trying to eat dinner here.
Let's actually move on though, Matt.
Yeah. Okay. Athene Allen also said. Also, you in inverted commas can't wait for Detroit. What the fuck, Matt? What the fuck? It's a game, Athene. I'm looking forward to it. So, there's nothing wrong with that. VDKS. This is from the Discord. Good shows ever, but time to retire the main one banter, IMO.
What do you mean?
He's basically sick of us saying main one and all that sort of shit.
You're sick of it? People tweet in about it all the time, mate. It's not our fault. People bring it up. I don't understand why it's even a question. People are doing it. People are talking about it. Don't have a pop at us about it. We're just responding. What's he talking about? Having a go at us? What's the matter with you?
VDKS, you're fired. Sam Quirk, totally understand where you're coming from with God of War and the personal connection you had with Greek mythology, John. I was never interested in the series before, but as a Norse mythology Greek, Jesus Christ.
Greek.
But as a Norse mythology geek, I'm grinning whenever a new character turns up. Obviously, it's not a necessity to enjoy the game, but if you did want to prime it, I can't recommend Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology enough. An incredibly accessible and entertaining overview of the lore.
Yeah, that's good to hear and know, and it's definitely... We'll talk about the game in a minute, but it's definitely a factor not knowing all of the characters that are turning up. It's lessening my enjoyment, I have to say. And it's not the game's fault, of course.
John, what is it about Greek mythology that really hits home with you?
It's just a bunch of fucking stories about people killing monsters or people having terrible tragedies in really interesting ways. It's gone on to inform, psychology and psychiatry, stuff like narcissism is from Greek mythology. Narcissus, there's so many Sisyphean, Oedipus, all of that. It's all from Greek mythology. It's all just informed.
So, John, are you listing STIs or were they? Oh, they were Norse gods.
You don't have to edit the laughter out of that one.
I thought that was a good one. I thought that was a good one.
I genuinely want to just sit down with you one day, John, and then you could tell me these stories, but I'm worried that that'd be too weird.
Well, you could just read it. They're in books. You could just read them in a book.
Come on, I ain't reading books, am I? Look at me. Look at me.
I would love that. Like, maybe you can sit on John's lap. Great for YouTube.
John, you up for that?
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
I'll bring the pillow.
Yeah, and it'd be a YouTube series called Norses for Courses.
Except it's a Greek one. But
humour. Okay, Games Media tickets. We had a discussion last week about the Games Media Brit list. We're nominated, whatever. We're not even bothered about it. I mean, I'm bothered about it. We can only have 2 tickets out of the 5. Anyway, James is unfortunately on the reserve list. While I think David should definitely go, he did edit out hundreds of Farley farts.
Yep.
I think the reasoning behind picking Matt is sound. Although TGCS. Oh, I did it. Okay, that was definitely. I definitely put.
You said TCGS.
Yeah, you
said it
TCGS.
Right.
Did I?
Yeah. Don't ruin the show worrying about it. Just say words.
Anyway, the computer game show will be nothing without the dulcet tones of Messer JCA Farley.
Yeah,
that
and
was
I think maybe we didn't make that point clear enough, right? It would be horrible without James. I'm so glad he's on the show. I fucking love him. He's essential to the show. I love having him on. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
But he's just below that line. When it comes to 2 people, he's just below that line, and that's not. I didn't want to lessen his role in the show in any way, but at the time we had to pick 2 people. So what can you do?
Yeah, I also saw some other chat from people saying I was a bit harsh at the conversation that happened without Farley there. I mean, it was we literally did it in the WhatsApp group.
Oh, he was totally there. He wasn't left out. Someone turned around and said, I think it was Oodles in the Discord said, "Oh, James had already said that he wasn't bothered. There was no need to list everyone out." No, at the time when I listed everyone out, he was very much still after a ticket. Like that wasn't the case. He didn't turn around and say, "I'll count me out, lads," and then I just jumped in and went, "James is third." Like that's not how it went down. But yeah, no. Look, sometimes when you're in situations like this, you've just got to make the tough decisions. And, I could take all the plaudits for being the main one.
Don't say it.
But every now and then, you got to take responsibility and step in, put your foot down. So that's the bad side of being so popular. Go on, was there anything else on the ticket thing?
No, actually, I was looking through all the feedback, and there wasn't a lot else, actually. I think Evan essentially agreed with me being second in command.
We did have an email. Sorry, is this still on the same subject?
No, different subject. Really.
We did have an email praising John and saying, it was good that, what was it? They said it was like listening to 3 bickering children and an older uncle that was just sort of sitting back and shaking their head. And I've got to say, John, listening back, I mean, you were quite childish yourself.
When
you constantly said, "Well, I pulled myself out of it." It was like once you said it, I stepped away. I just want to make it known that I stepped away and said, "Don't worry about me." And
that's the joke, isn't it, Dave? That's the joke. Why are you ruining the podcast? Then you said it
another 2 times.
Yeah, that's the fucking joke, isn't it, Dave? That's the joke.
What's the joke?
That I keep saying it so I sound like a prick. It's supposed to be funny. It's like, no, John's actually a prick. That's the game. That's the game, but we've spoiled it now, haven't we? Should we just break it all down?
I mean, I wouldn't have spoiled it if I knew that what was going on. I think I'll probably work on that delivery a bit more, and then we'll pick up on it, and then I won't have to just. Well, no,
because it worked because you thought I was a prick.
That's part of it.
That's the point.
I mean, that was
work
weeks
on my
of
delivery.
Writing.
Fucking excellent.
Weeks of writing, and it didn't land.
What'd you say, Matt?
I give up. I mean, weeks of writing that gag, and it didn't land. So
what? The one you just said then?
No, I wrote that one to be shit. I mean, the one you fucked up last week.
I genuinely thought it was like
ad-libbing.
It sounded like me trying to it's me declaring that I'm retiring from international football to let like Gerrard have a game. Wow, that's dated, isn't it? Fucking hell!
I'm thinking, any more references?
I still think we're going to win the World Cup this year. Bad?
Dave, don't do that. Don't.
Why?
I'm not emotionally strong enough to deal with that right now.
I think we could do it, Matt.
Don't.
Harry Kane.
Look, yeah. As you announced in the week.
Yeah, let's move on.
As you announced in the week, Dave, the best thing that happened in the summer is that there's going to be those special Budweisers and those special bottles.
I love it.
Everything else, I don't care about.
Come on, let's move on. Let's go.
S&W. I just coughed there. I coughed at the wrong point. S&W was going to play some more God of War tonight, but how can you not watch a streamer who starts just by crunching mini eggs for 30 seconds? Now, that was referring to James Farley, not me.
Okay.
I mean, I wish he was here, but apparently he was just eating mini eggs for about a good 30 seconds.
Okay,
just
cool.
At the beginning of his stream.
Probably should have got rid of that one. Go on.
No, that's good. I quite liked it. Nick Parton, Fine Excuses. Nick Parton tweeted in, or he made this amazing mix of basically it's like a remix of the show's theme tune in the Dark Souls style with some really funny words. We tweeted that, and it's out
on now. We'll play it now.
And so it came to pass. Matthew Ignatius Murray ploughed on through the world of the Dark Souls. Hollow as a box of Mario cereal he took from a 3-year-old. And as doomed as a fight with John Denton, he made his way ever onward, with just one thought as his resolve. He will never, ever summon again when he said he wouldn't.
I should point out, Nick, I sent this to everyone about 2 weeks ago when you sent it to me, and then I'd completely forgotten about it. No one mentioned it. No one in the chat mentioned it.
The thing is, when I watched the YouTube one, I was like, I swear to God, I've heard this before.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I didn't click on that. I don't know why.
I think I might have been pissed when I can't remember when he sent it to me, but I think I might be drunk.
You posted like just an audio of like some weird of that. Okay.
Oh, I don't click on the audios because it's normally you lot just going like or something like that. And I was like, I'm not playing that out in my house.
Pretty much that.
I do send a lot of those. I wish I could play you. I haven't got his permission, but I wish I could play you the 50 or so audio messages going between me and Chet of us just going wow, like over and over again. There's literally about 50 of them in a row. Just back and forth.
Yeah, those are always my favourite evenings when the WhatsApp groups just descend into like
just screaming into
audio
mics and
things.
shit.
Like,
I still think, right, can we talk about this work thing? I don't know if we could talk about it. Can we talk about your pitch that you put in the WhatsApp group? That was still my favourite time in the WhatsApp group, when you were putting forward a pitch for a marketing campaign that you were working on, and John, me, and I can't remember who else, it's probably Chet, just tore it to pieces for the whole evening. I remember having like tears in my eyes, stomach cramps.
Was that recently, like the last like few months?
No, that was back.
No, it was before you got your current job.
Yeah.
I know the client, but yeah. Oh yeah, it was how was it? Hashtag make it? Or
Yeah. I mean, there's no point in explaining it, but yeah, that was very funny.
It was brilliant. Let me tell you. Kurt Lewin, by the way, I was listening to at Computer Game Pod today, and you said you had not signed an autograph before, Dave, but didn't you know you? Oh, for fuck's sake, Matt. Right, I'll start again. Kurt Lewin. Okay. By the way, I was listening to the Computer Game Show pod today, and you said you'd not signed an autograph before and didn't know what to write on that guy's copy of Yakuza, but you signed the Beyond Two Souls copy that you sent me a while ago.
Now, I don't even remember doing that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, like, this is what Kurt tweeted. I believe it's to you, Dave. I mean, I'm thinking you got someone else to sign the copy.
It's possible. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I signed it. I also signed. I remembered afterwards. I signed a photo for you as well, Matt, back in the day.
Oh yeah, I've still got that on my shelf in my lounge.
It's weird going around your house and seeing an autographed signed photo of me on your phone.
Yeah, I should put it on our Instagram because it is amazing. I mean, people still come in now and say, "Who's that?" It's like, it's David Turner. Let's move on. I don't want to explain it. I've also got a picture of you on my wall in the lounge in one of those little like printed out Instagram things, the little like fake Polaroids of you in the bath with all the games.
You stole that for your Instagram. It was disgraceful.
Yeah, I got the whole idea. Digits on mine.
Go on.
I mean, I improved it. It's a 2018 version.
Okay.
That's it for feedback. If you want to leave some feedback, comment on whether I can or cannot get the acronym right. It's at ComputerGamePod on Twitter, or you can email thecomputergameshow@gmail.com.
No James, but there's still news.
No James, so we've got news 2.0 with your boy. It's me. It's Matt Murray.
Right,
First bit of news.
Let's hope you do it better than you did feedback. Go on.
The Switch has been hacked, guys, and worse still, it's an unpatchable exploit, and it's a security nightmare for Nintendo. Now, basically, it's been hacked. People can put Linux or Linux, however you pronounce it, on the Switch. And what the hackers have said is that basically this can't be patched. This is actually built into the hardware. So unless, or basically until Nintendo revises the hardware, this hack can work, and people can essentially dual boot and I guess put emulators and all sorts of stuff on the Switch. It's a pretty major one.
Can't they just like block? I don't know anything about it, do I? But I don't understand. Right. So, what's the good thing about hacking? Is there a good side to them being able to hack it?
I assume. I mean, I assume it's just so people can put like emulators,
pirate games on stuff.
Yeah, pirate games on their console. I assume. Obviously, I know like the Vita had that, but I don't know. I mean, so the 3DS has been hacked, hasn't it? And I know it got hacked fairly recently in the last like few months. And people are saying, well, this is bad, but obviously it'll be fixed for the Switch. And now this has happened on the Switch as well.
The worst hack that I remember on any console, other than probably the Xbox was pretty bad, wasn't it? You get the chip on it. But it was actually easier on the DS because you didn't have to download anything. You just got one of those SD cards, didn't you? You didn't actually have to do anything to your DS. You just got one of those, what was it, R9 cards or something? Like macro.
R something, yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Sorry, you wouldn't know?
I wouldn't know, gentlemen.
You didn't know? You didn't know anything about that, no?
Alibi.
No, I wouldn't do anything like that.
You didn't even read anything about it online?
No, I wouldn't know.
No. Okay.
Do you remember the Dreamcast? You could just copy games like it was like 1992 on
you just had to put a real game in for like 5 seconds, didn't you? And then just pop the hood and put the
the best thing about the Dreamcast is that it's basically one of like the demo discs for Sega Dreamcast magazine that actually allowed you to put other games in. I think like basically you put like, I think it was DC UK, maybe it could have been a magazine, maybe it was another one. You put like the demo disc in for like 5 seconds, pop the lid, put another one in, and it worked. Brilliant. Yeah. I mean, obviously at a time, not great.
But nothing can compare to...
Again, I read about that. That's
like
just what I read about.
The Atari ST era. It was like, when my dad bought another Atari ST, I don't know where he got it from. I think he bought it from someone at work or whatever. But he literally bought it in with about 200 games. It was like one of those like plastic cases with just thousands of like floppy disks in it. It was nuts. He had so many.
Have you heard about that, John?
I did that shit on my Amiga, yeah. I just had
he wasn't in the industry then, it's fine. It's fine. That was fine.
Yeah.
He can't get arrested.
Anyway, basically, these exploits have been delivered by these console hackers, apparently they're veteran console hackers, called Fail Overflow. And basically, I assume people will be putting emulators on their Switch any day now, apart from John, because he's not.
Is that cool? Like, I mean, I can't imagine dedicating my life to hacking consoles. But I suppose you've got to have a lot of intelligence to do it, so maybe it's cool. I don't know. It's weird. I feel sorry for Nintendo.
I mean, with these sorts of things, I mean, I imagine what happens is Nintendo are talking to these guys anyway to try and fix exploits for the next one. I mean, I know like you hear loads about hackers being recruited by people like Facebook and Twitter to make sure that, if these guys have been able to get into, say, like Twitter or Facebook, then for the next update, then they will be helping to block those holes. But who knows?
It don't affect me. I don't want to put any of that shit in my console anymore. Like, maybe when I was younger, I was thinking, free games or whatever. But like now, I just worry so much about it. Sort of there being some sort of connection online, and it picks up that it's hacked, and it just wipe my whole hard drive. I'm not down with that.
Yeah, I mean,
don't do it, kids.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I certainly could not be bothered with doing that. Not going to happen for me. But neither John. Nintendo. We're going to carry on with some more Nintendo news. Nintendo have announced they're only going to talk about 2018 games at this year's E3.
Do I believe that?
And they've also confirmed it's going to focus on Smash Brothers.
Does anyone believe this?
I've got no reason not to believe it. It's a shame.
Didn't they say this last year, and then they dropped a load of 2018 games in? I'm pretty sure that was the rumour, that it was all going to be 2017 stuff, and then they dropped a load of 2018 shit in there. I don't believe that. I don't believe any of this shit. They probably just want to get the heat off before E3. Yeah,
but it's a weird thing to say or confirm, isn't it? I mean, surely they don't have to. So things they've already confirmed, which will come out second half of 2018, is a port of Captain Code Treasure Tracker. There's a new Yoshi game, and obviously there's Super Smash Brothers. And they've also said that, obviously, like I said, this is also going to focus on Smash Brothers.
It's not a bad end to the year, though, is it, really? When you think about it, Smash Yoshi and whatever. What was the other one?
Didn't they say Metroid Prime 4 was coming out 2018?
No, I don't think they gave a date. I could be wrong. My memory is shit. I want them to announce a big update for Odyssey, though. There's been some new costumes again, hasn't there?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was like a leprechaun one or some shit. I don't know. Harry told me about it. It's so weird that I'm hearing news about Mario Odyssey from him, a 4-year-old. Dad, there's a new costume, is there? Yeah. Is there, mate? And then he shows me this leprechaun thing, and I was like, okay, yeah, cool.
Oh god, he's good at news, isn't he? I mean, what's this saying for like there being, say, an Animal Crossing game? Because that's obviously that's a perpetual rumor. There's going to be a new Animal Crossing game announced at E3 or this direct, etc., etc. But I mean, do we see a game like that being announced and coming out within a few months?
Matt, I flat out don't believe that they're going to talk about just 2018 stuff. I don't believe it. And maybe that's just I'm being an idiot and I'm going to get angry when it does eventually happen, but I just flat out don't believe that's the case. I reckon they're going to drop a couple of bombshells like they did last year, even if it's just a logo or whatever. I mean,
but the bombshell could be that these bombshells are dropping this year.
Nah. Next.
No. Okay, and it's back. We're still on Nintendo Labo. Anything to say on that, John?
What about the 2018 situation?
Yeah.
I just think they're in a bit of a rough period. I was just thinking this, looking at my Switch the other day, and I was like, there's nothing's come out for it for ages. I mean, they had that such killer first year, and we kind of all knew this was coming, but it is a bit of a dry spell, definitely, in terms of real big hitters of any consequence. I know Smash Brothers is coming out, but I've played that game for years, so I mean, not particularly interested in that. I'm still fine with the console, still a wonderful console, but also the eShop is a mess. Oh my god, it's a mess. It's just full of shit.
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, it was always going to happen when they launch with a new 3D Mario, a new 3D Zelda, and admittedly a port of Mario Kart. I mean, there isn't a lot of places to go. But
the worst thing about the indie stuff on there at the moment is that you'll get a new press release like pretty much every day saying, hey, this is coming out to Switch this week, and then you Google the title and it like come out on Steam in 2015. I don't know why I get disappointed with that, but like it was like a nothing game on Steam and now it's coming out on Switch, and I just kind of think,
but from a podcasting media point of view, there's nothing you can really say about it, is there? Because all the content's already out there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Carrying on with the Nintendo theme, Nintendo Labo is out now, of course, and first week sales have been sluggish, apparently. It sold for only 30% of its initial shipment in Japan. And yeah, so it launched on April 20th worldwide, sold about 119,000 units in Japan. The Variety Kit sold 90, the Robot Kit sold nearly 29,000. In the UK, the Robot Kit only debuted at number 20.
Oh, really?
The Variety Kit came in at number 3. Obviously, God of War still number 1, but it's weird because obviously I know loads of like US like gaming podcasts. I've talked about Labo, and I've seen people, with pictures of their Labo. But then I knew James said he was getting it, but I wasn't actually sure if it was out in the UK yet. I know it is now, but I was like, okay, are US getting it first? Because I haven't.
Yeah,
really
they got
much
it a week
about
early, I think. James absolutely fucked it, didn't he? And I've been holding back, really having a go at him about this, but he seems to be getting mad at the fact that his left, like he sent off the left Joy-Con to be fixed about a week before Labo come out. Like these kids, or maybe even 2 weeks. But why would you do that? You need the left Joy-Con to do most of the shit. And he just sent it off to Nintendo, and then got mad that it was going to take 4 weeks to get back to him. It's like, James, mate, people know this.
This is the only thing that's coming out for this in a long time. So, I mean, if I was his kids, I mean, Jesus, livid.
I am totally jealous, though. I mean, we haven't got the money to pony up for it just yet. I'm sure we'll get it eventually, but looking at that stuff and people making all those bits and pieces, it does look fantastic. So, all right, it may not be selling well, but it's definitely something I'm going to get in the future because it looks absolutely class. Some of the videos of bits and pieces you could do in the game, the little surprises in there and stuff. Yeah, it looks cracking.
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, I guess you can like do whatever you can program whatever you want in the piano. I've seen loads of people do crazy little songs, and yeah, it's not saying I'm going to get it, but it does look cool, all the stuff you can make. And it also seems like these things take a fair few hours to build, so it's not like they're
saying
an hour
the piano
long thing
takes
and that's
3 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard
that
about
seems
that
mad
shit.
to me. But
That's what really put me off.
Really?
Yeah, because it's one thing sitting down with Elliot to do it, but then Cody's going to get involved and probably break it all.
That's true.
And yeah, it's just the reality of the situation. So
Has Elliot not
I
been
don't hate it.
bugging you for it?
Nah, yeah, he's not been that bothered about it. He was pumped about it when we saw the initial things, but I think he's just that much older now. I know that sounds weird. It's only been a few months, but he's quite a lot older in himself. So I don't think he really cares about building. Does that make any sense? He doesn't really care about building that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, they
anymore,
go through phases, don't they?
Yeah. But he might be interested again, but really, like, Cody would just come and fucking destroy it like the Tasmanian devil that he is. So I don't want to spend 70 quid or 140 or whatever it is for everything. I know I'll just come into the room at some point and he will have got it and destroyed it, and that's just will happen. So I'll probably wait until he's a bit older, maybe.
Yeah, I think I'm going to wait. It's looking like it's going to be a Christmas thing for Harry. I'm sure that if he'll catch like videos or whatever on YouTube, suddenly he'll start asking for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But we'll see. That seems like a great Christmas present as well. The sort of thing that you just sit down with like in the afternoon, half pissed, try and put together.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely not the way you should be doing it, but I like that idea.
Yeah, that's how Christmas goes though. FIFA 18 is getting a free World Cup mode in May.
It is, yeah, and they did this last time, didn't they? And it was a bit disappointing because the last World Cup game like that they did on its own was so good. I think it was the South Africa one. It was really, really good. The game mode.
I used to love those ones. I still remember Road to the World Cup.
Yeah,
98.
Yeah, 98.
That was
shocking. I was just talking about that a couple of days ago.
Absolutely shocking.
No, that game was good. That was like the first good FIFA in forever.
You're kidding. Road to the World Cup. You're thinking of a different game.
No.
Road to the World FIFA Road to the World Cup.
With David Beckham on the front cover.
Right. FIFA.
Yeah.
Road to the World Cup.
I'm older than you, Dave. I remember this well.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the one on the 360 that was on the launch for the 360?
Nah, I'm talking about the PS1.
Ah, right.
Yeah,
okay.
This
Yeah.
is long 98. Ages ago.
Sorry,
Road to the World Cup. I mean, like, this is like France 98, I think.
Anyway. You're thinking? Are you sure it was called Road to the World Cup?
Yes.
Because
I can picture the cover in my mind.
There was a FIFA Road to the World Cup that come out when the 360 launched, and it only let you qualify for the World Cup, and then it said game over, and then later on that year, a FIFA World Cup game come out. It was absolutely disgraceful. It was shocking.
Do you know what though, Dave?
Go on.
We're not talking about that game. We're talking about FIFA 98 Road to the World Cup.
No, right, okay. Was that any good?
Yeah, it was quality.
It was
David Beckham
amazing.
on the front cover.
It came out in 97. It's got Beckham on the front cover. Oh, okay. Anyway, I remember that game being good. I enjoyed it. It's a shame they don't do their own dedicated ones anymore, but there's one coming this May.
Well,
or at least
the thing that I find interesting is that by this time in the year, the last year's FIFA is usually on EA Access. Now with this, it's not on there yet. FIFA 98, FIFA 2018 or whatever. Jesus Christ. FIFA 18 or whatever is not on EA Access. It's not in the vault yet. You can still do your 10 hours free or whatever, but it's not in the vault. Do you think they're going to hold off putting it in there because of this World Cup update? John?
Maybe. I mean, I saw that there was like a conversation going on in the WhatsApp group, wasn't there? Both sides. So, makes sense not to put it in there because this will probably boost sales, but it makes sense another side because it will boost EA Access subs, probably. What's the content of the mode? Is it anything Ultimate Teamy? Is there anything that's going to get people spending money?
Last time they did it, I don't know what they're doing for this season's one, but last time they did it, it was, there was a dedicated Ultimate Team with just World Cup players.
Then it makes sense to get it in the vault as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you're right, because people are gonna...
so there is a FIFA World Cup Ultimate Team mode.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's exactly what they should do, isn't it?
Yeah,
because
you just want player base at that point.
Totally. Yeah. Well, fingers crossed then, because I've just bought a year's subscription and I want FIFA. I'm not paying fucking £50 for FIFA 18 now. And not only that, I mean, that game winds me up so chronic. We played it the other night, John. Honestly, 4-4, 90th minute against Real Madrid. It was such a banger of a game. And then Ronaldo shot from about halfway into our half and it flew into the top left. And I was just like,
it'll drive you crazy. It'll drive you crazy.
This?
So just to clarify, so it's available. This thing's available on PS4, Xbox, PC, and Switch versions of the game. It's got the official World Cup mode, which has obviously the teams, kits, badges, official match ball, and a trophy. It's got 12 Russian stadiums in there. You can play from the group stage.
Does it have like the online? Because I don't think the last one had that, where you play through basically FIFA seasons, but in the style of the World Cup. It's got that.
Well, if you let me finish. So you can play from the group stage to the... I'm trying to get the information out there. You can play from the group stage to the final in Moscow in online friendlies and online tournaments. There's also a custom tournament mode, which lets you use any licensed team in FIFA 18. So I guess, play like teams like Italy that haven't qualified, they can go in this custom tournament. Regarding the Ultimate Team stuff, there's also this... new icons, which apparently, according to this, are some of the most iconic players from the tournament's history. But bigger than that, there's a double pack incentive whereby for every standard or premium pack you buy in FIFA World Cup Ultimate Team, you get the equivalent pack value in FIFA Ultimate Team 18. So,
you're basically getting two. But basically getting two packs for one price. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it looks good. I mean, this will probably make me want to better play a bit, especially in the lead up to the World Cup. Especially.
Yeah, I love it. I like switching it down to its easiest setting and playing as England and just like pretending that it was actually happening. That's what I like doing. Oh look, we've beaten Brazil 14-0 in the final. Go on, England, and then I cry.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I do tend to do that on these games, right? I do tend to do that when we get knocked out of the tournament. Afterwards, play that game again, but on FIFA and on them on the easiest setting. Like it's so horrific. It says a lot about me, but that's a tradition.
Last bit of news. They've finally properly unveiled the new Tomb Raider. It's called Shadow of the Tomb Raider. There's now a trailer out for it, and more will be revealed at E3. The tagline is quite embarrassing. It's basically just let me find it here. It's as Lara Croft races to save the world from a Maya apocalypse, she must become the Tomb Raider she is destined to be. So she's going to become a Tomb Raider, guys. Hold on to your hats.
I mean, if you watch the trailer, that makes a little bit more sense. What they're saying is that, like, in the past couple of games, she's been essentially quite vulnerable and show fear and stuff like this. Whereas in this one, she's like full on. I'm going to stab your face off. Like she's a complete.
Pretty sure she's like that in the other ones, isn't she? I mean, I only played the first one, but she does murk about 4 million people in that.
Yeah,
game.
She does. But it's positioned in a way like that. She's learning who she is. She's becoming the Tomb Raider she's destined to be. I guess at this point, they're like, yeah, she is. She's going to still kill 1 million people, but now she knows it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I mean, you're right, John. It is that sort of the Uncharted effect of...
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
I mean, which is fine, because sometimes you can't... There's nothing you can do about that, right? I'm not going to be mad at the game for that. I don't think it's an issue. But it's just funny when it comes to this sort of stuff. It's like trying to pretend that the other games weren't like that.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna, you know, the bits like in that where she kills someone in a cutscene and goes, oh,
You mean the first 5 minutes of the first game? And
yeah,
that's it.
no, that's in the other games as well.
Yeah,
but
I haven't played the second one, to be fair.
But like, I reckon that this one is just going to drop that. It's going to go. Do we have a quivering in this one? No quivering.
But if she's
just
the Tomb Raider, she's just destined to be. Does that mean she's actually got to go and find some shit?
Yeah, I don't know. I hope
or
not.
Is she
really
the skilled murderer?
I fucking love those games. I love the first two games. I really, really love them. But it makes, so the first one come out was really good. The second one felt a little bit more of the same. I think they added enough to sort of justify the sequel.
Yeah,
the third one, they do need to take a step forward now.
Yeah, the second one arguably improved on the first one in almost every way. It was so much more refined, but it didn't get me like the first one did. I guess because the first one felt new and this one felt like more of the same. I knew it was objectively a better game, but it didn't. I mean, I finished it and it was fun and it was probably definitely better than Uncharted 3, but this is obviously much more recent. This new one actually apparently is a bit more open world. You can like talk to NPCs in villages to get clues about where to go. There's not just one linear path through an area towards an objective. There could be different areas, maybe tougher areas to climb. There's something other about. There's new climbing mechanics as well. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it. Definitely gonna play it just because I know it'd be a good game, just like the first two. But it'd be interesting to see what they do differently to finish this new trilogy. Yeah, I don't think they could get away with doing a third of the same type of game. So hopefully they add enough to make it a little bit more interesting. All right. Yeah, and that's it for news. Lovely stuff. Right, should we get on to what we've been playing? Yeah. Should we just kick off should we get straight into the God of War stuff again? I mean, we spoke about it a bit last week, but it was very early doors, wasn't it? So how far into it are you now, John?
So I don't really know how far I am in terms of percentage or anything like that, because I haven't really read anything around the game and haven't read any reviews or anything. So yeah, I really don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. But I've just got to the top of the summit, which is what you're heading towards for sort of the first part of the game, and just a little bit beyond that, it's kind of back to the hub area. Just beyond that, and in fact a tiny bit further than that. So I literally have no idea. You could tell me that's 2/3 of the way through the game. You could tell me it's a quarter. I really don't know. But you made decent progress. But like I'm playing on the harder difficulty, so I am dying a fair amount. So my progress has been slow. But I'm in no real rush. There's nothing major on the horizon games wise, and this series is a massive deal for me. So I'm figuring might as well just take my time and take it slowly, really. But how about you?
So have you seen the realms or what?
Yeah, I'm past that.
Okay, yeah, good.
You've done the first realm, right? No,
first realm's done, yeah.
That's where we're in exactly the same place, I think. I will say this because I want this to be very positive because I love the game. But I will say this, like I've noticed a lot of people saying, "Oh, I love the world and I love exploring the world and stuff." I feel like I'm quite a way in, and then Boy has even turned around to me and said, "Hey, we can go exploring, right?" Which indicates that maybe you should. But I haven't really enjoyed the exploring I've done. I've either come across an enemy that's too difficult for me at that time, or it feels like there are a lot of places that there's lots of logs that you can't climb over.
I feel like this too, and I want to go back to talking about the sort of main thrust of what I played. So we're not just diving straight into like the minutia, but yeah, the last thing I did last night was pretty much that. I did a side quest. I had like a little side quest flagged up that I got from one of the dwarf, blacksmith guys. Yeah. And so I headed towards that, and it was like getting into a little tomb or something. And so I did that, and then there was another door that I had to open. I got there, and there was just a purple enemy, level 5, and he one-shotted me straight through my shield. And I was like, I don't get it. I was just like, I don't get what I just spent the last 45 minutes doing. Is this? How was I supposed to know he was in there? Did I do this right? Do you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right, which is always a slightly frustrating feeling, especially in a game with multiple paths and side quests and RPG elements. You can get that lost feeling for a while, but afterwards, after a certain point, you want that sense of mastery of the world, so you know how you're going to conquer all the different areas, you know how you're going to level your character up, you kind of understand it. And I'm getting that with most of God of War. I'm certainly getting that with the leveling up and the skills and stuff that's starting to all make sense. And I think they've actually done a beautiful job in making that kind of obscured and confusing at first, instead of just laying it all out really basic straight from the beginning. So you have to take in loads of information. I think there's a good job, but I'm confused. But I'm also seeing people tweeting about enjoying that stuff. So it's obviously, I probably just need to spend a little bit more time figuring that stuff out. Maybe I picked the wrong side quest. Maybe I looked in the wrong place. But like you, every time I've gone off the beaten path, I've just found some level 5 purple health barred monster that's just one-shotted me straight away. And I'm like, I don't really get what's going on here.
Yeah,
so,
it's that, and it feels like you're just going to different corridors rather than it feeling like a complete open space. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for like there to be a huge field, and I think maybe they were hoping the lake's that, but I don't know. Like for me, it doesn't feel open enough to be somewhere that I want to go and explore. However, having said that, I still want to do it. I just think that I'm going to go through the main stuff first, get to a point where I am literally just taking on everything, and then going to do it, because I'm sure I'll come across like areas that'll be too easy for me, and I'll lose the sort of thrill of battling in these, on these side quests or whatever. But I genuinely feel that it's that I want to level up to.
Exploring.
What have you enjoyed about it?
Well, I mean, it's not open world exploring, say like like Zelda and Horizon, but even I think like the first main lake area you come to where you're in the boat, like I was just going to all the various docks there and find little missions where I had to like shoot a bird and collect kill some other enemies. I mean, nothing. I wasn't finding any absolute monsters which were totally smashing me, but it's still fun just to do little sort of side missions that I knew weren't on the beat and were off the beaten path. Sorry, I mean,
but when the main story stuff is so good, like I don't want to go looking for birds to shoot down.
It is, but I thought it was like a nice little side bit, and I quite enjoyed it. I'm really loving those rune puzzles where you see like the 3 blue rune shapes, and you got to work out how to hit all of them. Like
some of them have totally done me. Some of them have totally done me. I've just thought I can't even find the third one, let alone know how to take it out.
Some of them being like, okay, you've got to make sure you hit all 3 of them before like the timer runs out.
Yeah, they're bells, aren't they? And you have to get them before the.
I thought that was really good. Obviously, there's others where you had to do it in a certain order, and I thought you had to flip the boxes around to make sure they were replicating the shape, the runes on the chest. I thought everyone I've done has been really good and been quite different.
That seems to be a bit of a staple in open world. Well, I say open world, but like in modern games now, to have some sort of puzzle element that, optional puzzle element seems to be where these games are going, and I like it. Like, because there was loads of that stuff in Far Cry 5 with the like the huts that you have to break into, but there's loads of different ways that you have to try and get into them and stuff like that. I love that shit. So I'm quite happy it's in there. It's just I've really struggled with a couple of them, and I'm like, do I really want to spend time just looking around? I don't know. Maybe it's weird. I'm playing it with urgency at the moment, and it feels like maybe I'm missing out on some stuff because I'm seeing a lot of people praising the world and bits that they've stumbled across. But I really am kind of like, I just want to go back and do the main quest again.
Yeah, I want to get it finished, but I also want to save it, and I don't just want to bomb through it. But
there is literally no way you're finishing this game. There's just no way. It's not going to happen.
Why wouldn't I? It's not that long, is it?
Because State of Decay's out in a couple of weeks.
40 hours or something?
Yeah.
If you do all the side quests.
It's not. No. It's like it's 15 if you don't do any side stuff.
Well, you just told us about how you've been doing lots of side stuff, Matt.
Yeah. Well, that's only for 3 hours. Hang on. So when's State of Decay 2 out? That's
like
June,
in 2
isn't
weeks or something. No,
it's in May. Yeah.
The moment that comes out, mate, you're done, and you'll never go back to it. I'm telling you.
I mean, so season 4, Fortnite's out tomorrow, so I may already be done. Well, I do want to finish this because everyone said the ending's really good, and I just want to have to actually finish a game for once in my bloody life. So I will do it. And it looks gorgeous.
It's one of the best companions in a game that I've experienced. I mean, it could so easily be annoying having this boy just like chatting shit all the way through the game or whatever, but. So far, I found him really helpful, not only in combat, but just like by comments that he says, like where I'm looking somewhere and he's like, I don't think you're supposed to be going up there, and and stuff like that. And his personality is pretty good. I think that's helped by the fact that Kratos is quite stern towards him, quite harsh. Like you do sort of feel sorry for him at times, especially when he starts going into the fact that he's got this genuine feeling that his dad hates him and shit like that. It is quite touching. But yeah, my word, I do actually care about the kid at this point.
You said you didn't really explore the first major lake, so. In mine, because I was going to every single dock. Every time I went to a different dock in a different part of the area, they were like telling each other. The dad was telling stories. Did you get that? Or
I had that after the realm.
Oh, really?
After I did the realm stuff, you go back to the lake, and then that's when he goes, "Hey, we can start carrying on now, or if you want to go exploring for a bit, we could do that."
Oh yeah.
And
I thought that was really touching because he was just like, "Tell me a story, Dad," and he would basically tell a story in 10 seconds. He's like, "You're not really good at 10 stories, are you?" And then he would tell more and more. And I thought that was a really great little bonding.
Also, did you notice? I don't know if this is probably blatantly obvious and doesn't need saying, but I noticed that whenever you lose him, you get your full rage bar goes. I've only lost him once, genuinely, so far. As part of the story, but he goes missing for a little bit, and then Kratos gets his full rage bar, and it doesn't deplete until you find him again. I thought that was a nice touch.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, throughout the whole thing, you're kind of like, "Oh my god, does he even give a shit about this kid?" And then that just made me go, "Yep, yeah, he does. He does."
Oh yeah, so are you talking about the bit with the fog?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I felt it felt like quite high, it felt really tense. So for me, I was like, he's definitely concerned. Just the way he elevated his voice.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm saying. When that's when it confirmed that he does actually give a shit. Because then he got his full rage bar and he was starting to shout for his name and stuff like that. Yeah, it was good. It was a good little bit. I'm starting to really warm to the characters as well. Brock still cracks me up every time he's on. And, I'm sure there are people that play this game and roll their eyes at those two characters, Brock and his brother. I can't remember the brother's name. But every time they're on screen, I love it. Like his little comments and all that sort of stuff. That the tree dude, Jon, is a good character as well.
Yeah. I'm all about the tree dude. That was basically the sequence that really sold me on this new version, to be honest. There's a boss fight. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a boss fight of the scale I was hoping for, I hadn't seen yet in the game, and then interactions with a really interesting and cool and unusual character, the likes of which that I was expecting from the previous games. It's nothing I'd met. No one I'd met. The Brock and the other guy, again, I can't remember his name, are cool. So not counting those, but the witch was just felt like she belongs in another game, another series to me compared to God of War.
Oh, you didn't like her? I really like her.
Yeah, I've got time for her as well.
I like her character, yeah. I think it's a nice.
I don't think I think she's acted quite poorly, but I've not played the full game, so maybe things change. But this is coming from somebody who's every character you meet in the old God of War games, and we talked about this already, is somebody whose story that I've known from Greek mythology or story that I'm going to go and have a look on the internet because I don't know it. And there's just basically almost every character that you meet in the previous God of War games is much more like the tree guy. And so when I met him, I was like, this is more like it. Yeah, no, I'm into this now. This is exactly what I want. And then, unfortunately, the pace slowed down a bit. And I don't think I'm going to be able to make my full thoughts on this game clear until I finished it, to be honest, because I'm missing the pace of the previous games. Definitely, this is very puzzle heavy. The previous games all had puzzles, but it was much more about the intensity of the combat, and that's definitely there as well. I do really, really like this game. I think it's fantastic. It has some amazing moments, but at the same time, I don't think that I can say more that I need to finish the whole game. I need to get the complete experience. I need to see how they're going to continue telling this story, which I'm really enjoying, but I'm also missing the old Kratos a little bit, missing the old Kanye a little bit. So I'm not sure yet. And it doesn't help when you go into a game like God of War when it's got 5,000 10 out of 10s. That does set your expectations somewhat, and I'm like, all of these people really like the old ones, or do they like it because it's more thoughtful, and then I'm like, no, this is actually really superb, and so I've had some amazing combat encounters. But then I remember the combat encounters I had in like God of War 2. Every single time I was like standing up out of my chair, fucking flexing like in real life, like an idiot, because that's the type of person I am. And I've only had that a couple of times in this one, so I don't know. I'm not there yet, but like it's certainly not dipping below very, very, very good. Do you know what I mean? This is just where is it going to sit in my
I
God
think
of War
you've got
pantheon?
to drop the comparing it to the older games.
But I can't. How can I possibly? It's a God of War game, but starring Kratos, continuing the story. You know, it's still him.
Yeah.
It's not like a complete reboot. It is, in many, many ways, but it's still. It's a continuation of that story. So I'm like, okay, well, they've made all these changes. Are they for the better? And a lot of them, you could argue that they are, but I'm also saying, well, okay, I'm missing certain elements of Kratos' personality. I know he's a deeper, more three-dimensional character before, but like I talked about last week, I just kind of always enjoyed him as an expression of emotion, as a one-dimensional character, as sort of a is anger and rage distilled into a character. I always thought that was really quite spectacular how well that was done. I'm not talking about the very brief moments in those games where you have those shit sex mini games which are always brought up, which is like, I think God of War 2 is about 5 seconds worth. God of War 3 is the crassest one of all, was about 15-20 seconds in a couple of occasions. So I'm talking about those bits. Those bits are always embarrassing and shit. I'm talking about the other 15 hours of both of, all three of those games. But we'll see. Like I say, let me get to the end. I'm not down on the game at all. I think it's amazing. It looks incredible. I really like what they've done to the combat. I've had some amazing encounters, and there's clearly a very interesting story playing out. I'm losing a little bit just not being knowledgeable about that mythology in the same way that I was with the other stuff. That's completely personal to me, but it's not damaging my enjoyment of this game, and the characters and myths that they've drawn upon are really interesting and exciting. And also I'm not quite at the stage where I've got that mastery over that world that we talked about earlier, which I need, I think, in a game like this to really start to enjoy it. And that may literally take 30 more minutes. It may be that I switch it on after this show, go and do a bit more exploring, and everything suddenly clicks into place, and then I'm going to really love the rest of it. So yeah, give me a bit more time on this one. But that's just where I am right now. But
that boss
like
fight,
I say,
John.
Yeah, the boss fight was business, mate. That's what I want. But that was a God of War boss fight to me.
Yeah.
The all three of the previous games, even back to the PS2 area, the first one has boss fights like that. So, but obviously it's more spectacular here. Although I don't know if it's that much more spectacular than the stuff is in 3.
Oh God, really? I don't know. Like, I didn't know. Like, just watching it, I was like, how is this even possible on these consoles?
But have you played 3?
I've not. No, I haven't.
When you're having I can't remember anything. But like when you're having a boss fight on top of a Titan that's climbing up a mountain, and it's just unbelievable, mind blowing stuff that you're like, how is this ever possible from a technical, from a visual point of view, just from a design, from a how did anyone even think of this type point of view? So it's up there. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to downplay how spectacular the previous games were, and then relative to the power of the machines as well. But like I say, man, it's not dipping below like the 9 level at all, so I don't want to sound like I'm down on the game. I'm really not. I just, when you want something to be utterly glorious and you're not quite sure if it's going to hit it's kind of teetering on the brink. It could go either way for me. That's all.
Okay. No, that's fair. That is fair.
I mean, I've only just got to that first realm thing, so I think I'm considerably behind you two, but...
Yeah, and it's a shame you won't play anymore.
If you're already there, you're not that far behind. You're like a few hours. It's not...
Yeah, 4 hours maybe.
That bit's not too long.
Yeah, the combat, I really enjoy the combat, but I'm not great at it. It won't surprise you to know. So I try on the second difficulty, and after a while, if it's taken too long or I'm just getting frustrated, I'll put it down to the easy one. But I feel like I know we discussed it, but like the gap between it, I wish there's like a bit in between them, because easy one, I know I'm robbed myself of incredible combat scenarios, and I'm just like bombing through it. Whereas the other one, it's just a little bit too difficult. And
are you constantly using everything that you've got? Like, are you constantly firing arrows? Are you constantly using your spell?
All
things?
My powers, yeah.
Have you unlocked anything from the tree, the skill tree? You've unlocked everything from the skill tree and stuff.
I haven't unlocked everything. I mean, I'm unlocking, upgrading stuff as often as I can.
What do you mean upgrading
talk
stuff?
About that. Like that, the upgrade stuff is just a bit of a mess in my opinion. Like there's just so much to do. I mean, I'm basically looking for anything I can upgrade where the green arrows go up and the red arrows don't detract from the increase of the upgrade.
Yeah, but that's fine. Just do that.
I don't know. There's just so many things. Like I don't know which the best way. I think this is probably me and my min-maxing ways.
Don't worry about that in this game. By the sounds of it, you could just click buttons in the menu and you should be fine. You can upgrade anyway and it won't be a problem. It's not like Dark Souls or anything. But yeah, no, I mean, I spent, I'd say the last time I played, I just sat down and spent 10 minutes just reading everything in the menus so I could wrap my head around things. You need to read it. There's a lot there. But that also makes me think, oh crap, yeah. Like, I mean, every piece of armor, there's you can add an item to, and it increases things, and
enchantments and stuff.
Has like perks and stuff like that. So you'll just sit and spend 10 to 15 minutes just properly going through everything and trying to understand it, and you'll pick it up. And then it's not one of those things like when you pick up an item, I've never gone, yes, I need that. I'm going to put that on that. I've always just like every hour now I just boot up the menu again and see what I can do, like see if there's anything that I've picked up that.
Well, every time I get one, I look at in the menu and say, okay, is this going to improve? Because I think it's less about if you do this one, this is much better than that one's much worse. It's more like how does this fit into your play style and how's that going to complement what you're doing currently.
I wouldn't worry about it. I think a lot of that is bollocks. I genuinely do. I think the more important thing is unlocking all your skills first, because you need all that shit. Yeah,
but no, it's good and
good.
Yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I do. I mean, talking about this, I'm like, I just want to sack you lot off and just stick it on. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's been one of those games that I've. The thing is, I haven't been playing for huge long sessions. Like I haven't done a 3-hour stint or anything. But like, because it gets to about an hour and a half to 2 hours in, and I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm going to turn it off for a bit.
Yeah, I keep playing it quite late as well, and something about it makes me. It's not the game that makes me sleepy. I just keep finding myself like, but I'm just a bit tired at the moment. So I think that is quite intense. Maybe it's just there's like real spikes of action and then lulls. It's just something unusual about it that seems to be setting me off in that respect. So I'm the same as you. I've not been playing for really long periods of time.
But then during the day, I am kind of like, I can't wait to get home and just start.
I mean, I sit next to my PS4 Pro as I work, and I'm pretty disciplined when it comes to not playing games during the day, especially at the moment. It's so busy, but it's been hard. It's been hard. Obviously, and also, if the kids are in the house, I can't play God of War. Although this one's not as violent. Hard. It's not as violent as the other ones, but you still can't. Like,
does this make your PS4 Pro sound like it's going to take off?
Oh my god!
It's so
insane.
Loud. I was playing it on Friday or Saturday night, and I had it on. Obviously, I had it up here because Jill was downstairs with a friend, so I was playing upstairs, not a spare room, and I could hear it like down the stairs. I can hear my PS4 Pro. It's
I'm not surprised.
Loud.
Yeah,
it's
that's
ridiculous.
Weird because mine's usually really bad. Like for Uncharted Lost Legacy, it was a fucking nightmare, but it hasn't been too bad for God of War. It's been alright. Yeah, it's been. Yeah, it's weird. I don't understand.
Mine just makes me think like. What is this console like? Why is it getting so hot? Why is the Xbox One so quiet?
Yeah, Xbox One is
crazy. Okay, every now and again it goes like this.
I get that, and I was wondering if it was like every I'll say 45 minutes it'll go like, and then I was like, hang on,
mine's more like every hour. It's not just mine, but.
The launch Xbox One, that used to do that thing where it would clear, like it'd do like a massive clear at some point. So you'd be playing it because that's quite a silent console. Yeah. And then I'd say once every few months it'd just go, whoa, and you go, what the fuck is going on? And then it just wells down again and doesn't do it.
Yeah, the X does that every 10 minutes. Really? Who cares?
Yours does, mine doesn't.
Yeah, I that's the main reason why I should have gone for an X. Well, I don't know. I'm happy with my PS4 Pro, but I do like how silent those Xboxes are. Can't be ignored. Right, Matt.
I don't know how. Well, I've only been playing God of War, and I've been playing so much Fortnite. I played so much Fortnite on Saturday night that I actually felt unwell the next day. So Jill was out. No, she was downstairs with her friends. Anyway, I was upstairs. I basically had like 5.5 hours, and I thought I could play God of War, but I was really close to completing the battle pass in Fortnite. So Fortnite Season 3 is happening. Well, I guess if you're listening to us on Wednesday, Season 4 actually started yesterday. But anyway, recording at this very moment, Season 3 ends tomorrow. And there's basically 100 levels in this battle pass. By doing things in the game and completing these weekly these daily challenges and these weekly sets of groups of challenges, you get loads of stars. You basically get things like cosmetic items such as new skins, new gliders, that sort of stuff. And I really want to get to level 100 because if you do, you get the John Wick costume. So I'll play for I play for 5.5. So I'd already actually got to level 100 on like say Thursday or Friday, and then I thought, okay, brilliant, I've done it. I've got a level 100, and then turns out there's some other challenges at level 100 which I wasn't even aware of. And then if you do those, you get like glider, which is again from John Wick. From the John Wick movie, and all these are much more challenging. They're like get in the top 3 of squads like 3 or 4 times, kill someone with a pickaxe, get in the top 10 of solo 5-10 times. There's loads of like these much more difficult challenges. And yeah, I just played so much of that on Saturday night that I could hear the sound of the chests when the game had been turned off, and I could still hear them in my ears in the morning. Or I could swear I was still hearing them. But yeah, I've been absolutely totally obsessed with Fortnite. And just because I wanted to get it completed for Season 4 tomorrow. Yep.
There's a couple of things about your Saturday night gaming session that I want to ask you about. The first being, are you playing it on your own?
Yeah.
So what I found a little bit weird is that there was a huge group of your friends playing PUBG on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Would you genuinely rather play Fortnite on your own than play PUBG with
He
your
can't
mates?
complete his little challenges on if he's
Yeah, I was
playing
going to say,
PUBG.
it's all about them challenges.
You know
man.
what Matt's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we're all having a really good laugh on that, and
Oh, it's mental, but you can't.
Yeah.
It's Matt. You know what Matt's like. It makes total sense to me, even
Yeah,
though it's crazy.
really,
That was the
there's
only
not
thing.
part of you that thinks, oh, I'd actually rather be chatting to my mates and playing games rather than just sitting.
Well, I looked at you, and there's like 4 of you online, so I thought, well, I'm not even getting a squad, and also I'm totally obsessed with Fortnite and these challenges, so yeah, I mean, nothing is going to stop me, frankly.
The challenges do sound like good fun. I ain't going to lie about that.
Basically, it's a so I'm really enjoying the game. It's really fun. I'm obviously not great, but it is really fun. But basically, it's these challenges that have kept me going. It's like there's 100 sticks and 100 carrots, basically. And if it wasn't for that, I probably would have stopped playing a long time ago. And with Season 4 starting tomorrow, and me basically playing every single day for what feels like a long time now, on both iOS, and again, I know I've said it a million times, but the fact they sync the challenge to sync cross platforms is amazing. I probably wouldn't have got to level 100 of the battle pass and completed it were it not for the fact that I could also have a couple of games on the train to and from work. But like a new season tomorrow, I'm like, have I got it in me to just like get back on the get back on the saddle or whatever it is to like start again. I probably
get
will.
back on the saddle.
I get back on the saddle. I was trying to think like what's that name of the mouse wheel? You know, like hamster wheel, whatever. It's I've been the mouse wheel.
Where's that
on the mouse wheel?
What a weird way to get.
I'm totally lost there for a second.
Time to get back on the mouse wheel, everyone. Yeah, I just think, God,
I
I've just
was
put
literally thinking of a scroll wheel on a mouse then when he said that. I was like, what? Where's this guy?
Yeah, no, I mean hamster wheel. Yeah, I've put so much time into it because of those challenges. Like, actually, since I completed those challenges, I haven't played it. Maybe I do want like a day off, but I'm not sure. Like, I'm basically playing the challenge game more than I'm playing Fortnite, if you know what I mean. But it's still
the
fun.
other question I got about your Saturday night thing. Did I upset you Saturday night?
Did you upset me? No.
When you sent that video?
Did I send the video? What about what?
You sent
this is how much I'm upset.
gameplay video.
Oh yeah, that no, it's just a stupid no. How do
It was just a stupid note. Like, I didn't understand why you sent it to us.
Just because I got down to the final 5 of Fortnite. It's basically me and then an entire squad. And
did you see it, John?
No, I saw that it was there, and then you wrote that, and I was like, well, I don't need to watch it now.
Well, the thing was, right, it was Matt put me versus an entire squad. And I was like, okay, right.
Yeah, normally when someone puts that, you're like, right, strap in, this is going to be good.
This is going to be class, right? So I watched it, and they were just building a fort, and Matt was just shooting at the wood. And I'm thinking, okay, why is he just shooting at wood? This is weird. Okay,
it's
fine.
Just that it seemed to go on forever. And
I was on the party chat with Chet at the time, and I went, I'm watching this video that Matt sent. And just as I was saying that, Chet said, why is he shooting wood? And I went, oh, you watching it as well? He said, yeah. I said, it'd be worth watching because, like, it sounds of it, Matt's going to take out this whole fucking squad. And the next thing you know, you just missed through a grenade and blew yourself up. And I was there's
already a minute before that.
I've seen a million Fortnite videos. I've seen a million Fortnite videos on Twitter recently. And they've been people jumping on, like, fucking rockets and flying over and doing all this crazy shit. And now I'm watching 30 seconds of you shooting wood and then blowing yourself up. Like, I don't know. It was the contrast. So anyway, I put something like, what the fuck, Matt? And then you say, I was worried that I upset you with that, but okay.
No, good luck.
Well, just don't ever do that again.
I mean, there's a minute before that where there's basically a massive chase. I killed one of them, but it's just for them.
You know what you should have done, Matt? Sent that video. That sounds better than shooting the wood and then blowing yourself up one.
Yeah, that one didn't record. Anyway. Whatever. it was mad. So yeah, season 4 starts tomorrow, and I just want to talk about this because I think they played an absolute blinder in this. So obviously, I'm sure you've seen all the things on the internet about meteors are going to hit a location within Fortnite, and it's basically been like an ARG but within the game rather than being separate from the game. So a few weeks ago, people noticed that suddenly there's these telescopes focused at the sky, and then also within the sky there was what looks like a shooting star or meteorite, and then in other subsequent updates which haven't been like documented or listed in patch notes from Epic, but like people have noticed things in games, like there's been loads of chairs on one of the towers within tilted towers, and like posters which have like meteors coming down, and there's been loads of like clues within the environment. And now they've unveiled that season 4 comes tomorrow, and it's superhero themed, or at least the poster has what looks like pictures of superheroes in. Everyone else is. Well, the big rumours that Tilted Towers, one of the main locations in the game, is going to get blown up. And now people are saying it could be Dusty Depot instead. But I think it's what they've done, and just letting the community try and work things out just from things in the environment. I think it's been brilliant. I think they played an absolute blinder.
Yeah, I mean, Battlefield does that a lot, doesn't it? And it's that stuff is so good. It's so. I mean, I'm never in a position to know what's going on and follow it and add to the conversation or anything. But what I like doing is when it's all worked out, go and watch a video explaining everything they did, and you just think, "Fucking hell, that is cool." That is cool, because if I was massively into that game, like all that stuff happening, just
I mean, this isn't going to need like an explaining video like an ARG would do, but it's just been cool to see the various clues that they've left. And
they're writing the playbook as we speak on how these types of games are going to be in the future. These games of service, they are operating on a completely different level. It's actually crazy how much further they are along the road with this sort of stuff than PUBG, considering that the game ripped off PUBG.
It's night and day.
Yeah, I'm seeing the season 4, like with the different superhero. You got like one looks like Flash, one looks like Wonder Woman, and you're like, what the hell? They've set up some deal with DC.
I mean, even that, like that they showed, I guess like 3 or 4 days ago, a season 4 poster, and it had, it had like an orange, what looks like a meteor hitting the ground, and then every day, like they've updated that with like another picture of another superhero within that same picture. Also within the game, like 2 weeks ago, suddenly there was TVs were located in those like the shacks and other areas, and they had static on. They were off at first, then they suddenly came on with static, and then they came on with like the llama sign. And people think that that's almost like a emergency broadcast because of the meteor that's going to potentially hit. Anyway, it starts tomorrow. Obviously, no one knows what time, but I think it says like witness it tomorrow. So I'm hoping they unveil the time, and then people are having to log on and witness whatever this thing is that's going to hit the map. But yeah, I've been obsessed with that. I've been I've been playing the game non-stop, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here. Really.
If you're interested in what this sort of stuff is, and as Matt says, like it's probably not quite as involved, but look at what they did at Battlefield 4 and some of the other Battlefield games. Look at some of the hidden Easter eggs and bits and pieces that you put in that. It's absolutely incredible, like how involved it is, how complicated it is, and how the hell the community have clubbed together to work out what you needed to do to unlock either an item or whatever it was that you get a reward at the end of working these big puzzles out. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's mental.
Well, on the same lines, I played PUBG on Xbox this week for the first time in a while.
When did you play that?
Saturday night.
Oh, you didn't want to play with your friend doing challenges in Fortnite?
I was with all my mates, mate.
No, I was. Okay, what's the map like?
Regardless of the map is not that much different. There was a lot made of it when it came out on the PC. It's that desert one.
Yeah,
what I don't understand
is it the same size though? Or is it?
No, it seems bigger. Like it feels totally bigger.
Smaller. Okay.
No, they've got a smaller. They're already up to their third map on PC, and we've just got the second one. It feels bigger. But what's weird is that it's not like fully available yet. You have to download a beta client, like a separate version of the game.
Yeah, the test server.
It's so stupid, and it feels like going back to playing PUBG like when it first launched on the Xbox again, because we couldn't all ready up at the same time. We had to keep closing the app down and reloading it and stuff like that. It hasn't crashed, but it's been a bit of a ball ache to get going. But yeah, first night we played it, we got a chicken dinner, and that feeling is just too good. Like the coordination that goes on in that game. I'm sure there's elements of it in Fortnite and stuff. There's got to be. But my word, we were talking like we were all on the ground, sort of working stuff. It was just so good. Swapping like items and, it just, we had it was one of those ones that we mentioned when we first started playing this game. The story that we had from start to finish, like after we got a chicken dinner, one of the guys turned around and said, "Do you remember this started with that guy turning up in a car that tried to take us out, and we managed to nick his car, but we couldn't kill his mate and stuff." And I was like, that felt like it was last week, like that. We'd only been playing for like about half an hour or whatever, but it felt like the story was so long leading up to that point that it just felt like that all happened last week. It was nuts. It's still got the magic. It's just frustrating how slowly everything's moving. I thought by now we definitely would have had the one map, if not two, and it would have been a little bit more stable and a little bit more, solid. But yeah, they're really behind with this stuff, and Fortnite's showing it up, and obviously two different size companies or whatever, but they've got some money in now, those boys. They need to really start pumping it into, making the Xbox version more stable, making it run better, and getting all the features in there from the PC version. It's it's disappointing that it's taking so long.
But do you think it's Desert Map? I think it's called. Is it called Miramar?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Is it different enough that you want to focus your game time if you play anything on the new map, or?
I think we will, because we played so much of the first map, but only because of that. I'm not sure. I think I prefer it actually, because I'm not so good at the sort of close combat stuff in that game where you're in like a building and there's 3 people in the building and stuff like that. This one's a lot more open. I'm much better at like hiding and working out where people are coming from and sort of taking them down from a distance. And
so this is much more about sniping, you think, then?
It's not so much sniping, because sniping is difficult in that game anyway. But we had a lot of moments where we'd all split up in a town, which usually you wouldn't do. But in this game, in this map, it seems a lot more like a better thing to do, because people could come from any direction, and flanking them is so much easier in this, because there's not like small alleyways or anything. It's a lot more open than that. So you can run around the back of a town and sort of just take someone out who's trying to take out your whole teammate from a distance. It reminded me of Ghost Recon Island Thunder to some extent. Like it's got that sort of feeling to it. I'm digging it, but there's our sort of group is divided on it. Some people hate it, some people like it. We'll see what it's like. I think it's only up for a limited amount of time, and then they'll try it again next weekend, so I'm sure I'll play more of it. But still love it. I mean, I still come away with my heart pounding and, sweaty palms and everything as we were getting down to the lower numbers in that game.
Yeah, I do want to... it feels like ages since I played that game. I want to get back to it, but...
It's good. It's fucking good.
Yeah.
Any other games? John, have you played anything else?
No, man, it's like a super busy week, unfortunately, so it's just been God of War.
Cool.
I got my first Lord Soul in Dark Souls.
You did?
Yeah,
you did the better Chaos, John.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I quite like the fact it was different. It took me 9 attempts.
It's just really irritating. The sweeping of the arms and shit it's just irritating boss fight, and it's a bit shit.
I like the fact it's quite different, but yeah.
I like the fact it was different. It just kept hunting me over.
Yeah, I edited Matt's complete. Have you seen the Ornstein and Smo video yet, John?
I've not watched it yet. No, I haven't had time today. I'm going to watch it when I've got time. Yeah.
I watched that this morning before work. It's
a tough watch. It is a tough watch because, I mean, I did quick cuts. I didn't really know how to edit it because there's so much. I mean, there was about 8 or 9 hours worth of footage.
Jesus.
And I managed to get it down to 20 minutes. So there's a lot of quick cutting of like Matt dying. What I want someone to do, if you're listening to this now, watch that and count how many times Matt dies. But you've really got to pay attention because there's a couple of quick cuts in there where he doesn't actually die. It's just him shouting at the bosses that I thought, well, I'll drop that in. But yeah, by the end of it, it's horrible to watch. Like he seemed to, like when you took down the gargoyle in Analondo, you were like, this is really fun. I'm really enjoying this. And then by the end of it, watching your breakdown after you summoned someone and they did it for you, it was a tough edit to do.
Yeah, painful,
but enjoyable.
Embarrassing.
That's what I want. I want someone to go through all these death and success videos and do a proper like stats. How many times Matt died? What percentage of them was him just walking off of things? There's a lot of them, Matt. There's a lot.
Yeah, there is.
There's one where like there's a lift and you just go, oh fuck it, I'll just walk off the side of a lift.
Yeah,
like, why?
I was trying to like cut corners and get
my favourite, John. He was in Analondo. Then he decided that he couldn't do Ornstein and Smo, so he went back to Sen's Fortress, right? And then the moment he landed in Sen's Fortress, he went, oh, what's this weird thing on the ground? I'll press A on that. Like, Matt, that was the thing that you pressed to get to Analondo. So he had to watch that whole cutscene again of those things picking him up and taking him back there again. And then go back to Sen's. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. That was one of a number of embarrassing moments that have happened during that stream.
It was good.
Anyway, I'm back doing another midweek stream. So this Wednesday or tonight, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out tonight at 9:00, I'm doing Duke's Archives. Is that a good area or bad area?
That's the best of the last areas, easily.
Oh, okay.
I love that area. Yeah,
good,
it's really good. What's it? The New Londo Ruins is okay, but
yeah, everyone's saying I should do it last because I'm not, or the last out of the 3 areas that they recommended.
Yeah, because that's that for me. That was like a level gate. Like it just sort of it made absolute. It was ridiculous. You just the boss in that is like you can either do him or you can't because you haven't.
Am I like how far into the game am I? Halfway, 2/3?
Oh, fuck off, mate! You're like right. You're on the final stretch. You've got three. Okay. You've got like 3 areas to do, and then you can face the final boss.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're done, mate. You're properly nearly there. It's good.
Okay. Awesome.
But yeah, Duke's Archives are easily the best. Yeah, go there next.
Oh, awesome. I'm already there.
In fact, it feels like they only finished last area. The other areas feel like totally unfinished and a bit of a mess, but that one just, it's too good. Too good. Right, okay, that's enough. Should we get to questions?
Let's do it, boys. Let's do it. It's emails time. If you want to email us, it's thecomputergameshow@gmail.com. What the hell was that noise?
That's just like it's the email bus. I was literally doing when you're in the truck and you hold your arm up and pull down a couple of times. I did that.
You didn't do it
just
very
so you
well.
got that image. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry, John.
Right, Bob Bunker is going to kick things off with an email that you referenced earlier, actually, Dave. Hello all. Does anyone else feel like the show is playing out like a kitchen sink drama about a dysfunctional family? Here's my take on the characters and story arc. In the beginning, you got the slightly prickish dad, Dave, probably a sales rep, drives it says audio, but I'm going to let him off and say that's auto-corrected from Audi, with a personalised number plate. M4IN1, main one. Long-suffering wife, James, has a respectable job, slightly downtrodden, and her/his glamorous days are long in the past, but can still perform a wicked rendition of You're the One That I Want at karaoke nights. That's a bizarre image. Sensible eldest son, Sean, recently back from uni, brackets Midnight Resistance, it's a polytechnic, sticks up for mum when dad's on one, takes a balanced approach to life due to years of listening to mum and dad bickering. Little toddler, Matt, really takes mum and dad's arguing to heart. Quiet and repressed, loves his mum the most, and does a short-lived podcast with her, but often sides with dad because he's more dominant. Cool Uncle John, brackets dad's older brother and secretly his hero, who visits sometimes during holidays. Everyone loves Uncle John because he's good with the kids, calms dad down, and is a gentleman to mum. Then time goes on. Sean moves out and has a baby, only coming back for special occasions. Uncle John gets a new job that means he can visit regularly. Little Matt goes to big school and develops an attitude. Toxic masculinity eats at his ego.
That's bang on.
Toxic masculinity eats at his ego and he feels he needs to constantly pick fights with the older people around him. He picks up on dad's behaviour and starts to misbehave towards mum, undermining her at every opportunity, backchatting and making silly noises all the time. And mum just plods on, handcrafting her news bulletin, secretly glad that little Matty has started winding dad up more and more because it means he gives her less grief. So I tune in each week to listen to the story progress. It's like The Archers, but with less chat about stuff that comes out of cows. Well, it's either that or Dave is Jabba the Hutt and Matt's the little laughing monster that eggs him on when he's harassing James in his golden bikini. Probably a deep dive into my own psyche, that. Anyway, thanks for the pods. Totally. I look forward to the episode where James reveals he's having an affair with a Spaniard and leaves to pursue his dreams as a cabaret act on the Costa del Sol. That's from Bob Bunker. World-class email. World-class email. Yeah.
It is good. There is one thing wrong with it, though. You're way too easy on James there. Like, I mean, you're right probably about the first bit, but then, like, the story arc goes that he just fucking moans and he's, that's not very good. Like, he's not the sort of downtrodden wife anymore. He just fucking moans. So, yeah, I think maybe you got that bit wrong, but the rest of it, brilliant.
Yeah, I feel like I've got through this one pretty much unscathed, so I'm happy about that.
Well, how is this happening?
What do you mean?
Like, how are you getting through all this, like, unscathed? Like, how have you not been...
No, most people think I'm some sort of psychopath, don't they?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, yeah.
Yeah, I got away without any sort of... Yeah, Uncle John should maybe have some sort of, like, anger problem, which means he can...
Yeah, I'm surprised I haven't mentioned that, yeah.
What was that? Wasn't that a Friends episode where, like, one of them's going out with someone...
Oh, Ben Stiller,
the moment they leave the room, he goes mental. Yeah, that's John. That's John.
I'm not like that. I'm nice. Right, next up.
Okay, if you say so, mate.
Next, John Heaney. Thought it would be interesting to hear what you guys' gaming setup was like, from headphones to surround sound to TV consoles and even podcast streaming setups. Keep up the good work. Love the antagonism between the second main one and the days are numbered facility teacher John with an H. Any idea?
What does that mean?
Don't know. He's called John with an H, so he might be talking about himself. No idea. My game set, I've got like a decent sized 4K TV in here, the Pro and the Xbox One X. On the Pro, I have some Astro A50s, which I was lucky enough to get sent by like an agency that represents them. I didn't buy those, so I used them. And on the Xbox, I used some other headphones, which are nice. And then podcasting setup, I just got like a blue Snowball mic and just used the PC. Yes, it's nothing special.
Oh, you use a Snowball?
Yeah.
How does James make his Snowball sound so shit then? Like, it sounds like you're on a Yeti. But then when James does it...
I've got a pop thing.
How close is it to your mouth?
I mean...
He's holding like a BBC commentator.
6 inches?
Come on, John,
that's
5
about
inches.
right. I reckon he has it on the table. James has it on the table. And just turns the volume up.
Turns the gain up real high, yeah.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, no, in terms of game, you do it all in your office now, right? You've got your whole setup in your office.
The Switch is currently sitting in the lounge now.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Has to be. Yeah. No, my gaming setup is, I've got a 4K telly and I haven't done recently, I just used the TV speakers up until recently, but then I dug out my old X46 headphones. And X41s headphones, and I I just remembered that the reason why I stopped using them was because I had to keep an ear out for the baby. And then I remembered that he's not a baby anymore and I could use them again. So I've been using them recently. Chews through batteries like nobody's business.
Oh, yeah,
but
it's insane. I've got the same headset, and every other week, new set of batteries for that.
Yeah, but still, like really, really nice to be using headphones again. Good headset. Yeah, I've never been into the surround sound thing. I think it's mostly because I've lived in flats. So I've never really got involved
I had
with that
some
stuff.
real convoluted system once, and it didn't even really work properly, and the subwoofer was insane. So it's
And
just
there's
kind of
also
drowned
that thing
everything
of,
out.
we've got to turn the speakers on, and then it's pathetic, isn't it? Like, there's definitely
I
like
like
remotes and shit
headphones.
for
I like
that,
good
and-
headphones, man. You can't fuck with good headphones.
No,
They're the
I
best.
like a bit of headphone.
Yeah.
Matt?
Yeah, so I've got like a 55-inch Samsung KS7000 4K TV downstairs with the X and the PS4 Pro. And I also have the same X41 Turtle Beach X41 headset. I would like a new one because all the rubber is sort of peeling, and the E3 battery is like a mother. But I use that, and then but if I'm doing streaming, I do it upstairs in the spare room, which is where I'm podcasting from right now, and I plug my consoles into this 1440p Dell monitor. In fact, for the new Xbox update, which came out last week, the spring update, now that enables 1440p, which is basically 2K. And God, there's such a massive difference. It's huge. It looks brilliant on this monitor. I'm well impressed with that. On the Xbox One X, at least. I mean, I don't know if the PS4 Pro does it. It's God of War certainly doesn't. It's 4K or 1080p. Yeah, and I use a blue Yeti mic for podcasting and all the usual bits. But yeah.
That's the point, actually. We got rid of Harry's table, and we've got him a sort of smaller table now for him to eat his dinner on in the front room. So I can't, and it's too thick, I can't put my clamp on it for my mic. So I now use a dining room chair with the laptop on the chair and the clamp on the end of the chair and my mic plugged into that. It works out quite well, actually. It looks tidy, but it's just a bit weird if someone's to walk in and think, what the fuck is going on here? But yeah, Yeti. Can't beat the Yeti.
Yeah.
Next question.
Right, from David Rush. Hi, I'll keep it short and sickly sweet. Congratulations on the live show. Gutted to have missed it, but baby and a toddler apparently can't look after themselves. And all that sort of stuff. I played the demo for Detroit Become Human and found it to be really intriguing. The character models and environments are rich and immersive, even on the original PS4, and I found myself exploring every corner of the victim's apartment. The controls have undergone a much-needed Farleyization. Gone are the heavy rain tank controls, and instead you'll find a fluid and intuitive control system. I think James might even be able to open a door with minimal embarrassment. We shall see on that one. The score syncs really well as the drama unfolds, and I found myself quite tense, so I approached the end of the demo. All in all, it was an excellent representation of the experience the final game should offer, and is now one I will consider adding to my ridiculously long to playlist. Have any of you played it, and do you think this could restore Cage's reputation after the critical disappointment, although I'm yet to play it, that was Beyond Two Souls? That was from David, and he says, P.S. What was said on the back of the bus?
Well, I can't say.
No.
But I will. People got their knives out for this game, haven't they? I haven't played the demo because there's no point. It's a big chunk, like it's a scene from the game, so I'd rather just play it in context. And I mean, I regretted doing that on Heavy Rain. I played the demo a few times, and it was kind of like when I got to that bit in the game, it was like, I already know this. Don't want to have to do this.
I'm not having downloaded it. I can't wait for the game, as has been mentioned. And I'm not going to do this, but I'm going to wait for the full one. God, I can't wait. Although, seen some of the stuff this week,
people really have got an issue with this game already, haven't they? I mean, it's already, the articles are already writing themselves. I'm interested to see what happened. There was that someone tweeted today. Was it today?
I think I posted. Was it in a WhatsApp?
Yeah, that apparently the androids are made to sit on the back of the bus. That's obviously unconfirmed or anything, and if that is true, then there better be a good fucking reason for it, because I can't see one unless there's a charging points at the back of the bus or something. I don't get it. But
for those of you confused, just Google Rosa Parks. It's basically aping that.
I'm pretty sure people fucking know. Jesus Christ,
I mean,
Matt.
I don't think you
say that.
I just think.
Oh my god! Woke Matt
I
up in here. Fucking hell!
Not everyone will know.
Woke Murray.
I guarantee not everyone will know.
If you're confused, Google Rosa Parks.
Jesus Christ.
I think that was a valid input.
I don't know. All right, I'm moving on. Oh my God. All right, to compose yourself, John.
Okay.
Jesus. All right, from Simon Blood. I feel like we should just end the podcast, but I'll keep going. Hello again, fellas. I emailed in a couple of episodes ago, and although I thought I'd sent in a thoughtful and interesting question when I revealed that I was a postman, David was more interested in whether I had any sordid or funny stories to tell. So here goes. Here we go, Dave. A few years ago now, a colleague of mine was out on his round like any normal day. From here on, I shall call him James because that's his name. Anyway, he came to a house that
This
had
was
an
definitely
item.
him, by the way.
He came to a house that had an item that needed a signature. Now, you need to remember this was in the early 2000s when you got your mail before breakfast and we actually bothered knocking if we had a parcel for you. It was also a time when you used a pen to sign a bit of paper and not one of those shitty touchscreen things that we use today. He gets to the door and rings the bell, but there's no answer, so there's a little peek through the front window to see if there's any signs of life. He then notices that the TV is on, so he knows there's probably someone in. He rings the bell again and still no answer, so he has another look through the window. This time, he notices what is on the TV. Let's just say this is a type of hardcore Scandinavian art documentary. Just then, he hears the front door being unlocked, so quickly tries to compose himself as he's presented with a very red-faced man in a bathrobe. They exchange awkward glances. James knows exactly what he has been doing, and he is quite sure the red-faced man knows that James knows what he's been doing. James then mumbles something about a signature and thrusts the pen and paper towards the man. The man signs and then thrusts the items back, grabs his parcel and slams the door. Relieved, James starts to organise his mail, and as he does this, pops his pen in his mouth. He realises his mistake, spits out the pen, and nearly vomits in the red-faced man's rose bushes. To this day, we have no idea why James decided to tell us all the story, but it's gone down in folklore in our delivery office. Keep up the good work, lads. That was good. Some good emails today.
It was good. It's not the sort of story that I was hoping for, but that was...
It's a good twist. It's a good twist. Max, do you want to explain the twist to everyone?
Google...
If you don't know what a Scandinavian art film is, Google porn. That is disgusting.
It is.
Yeah, I feel a bit unwell.
But also, how do you feel about people just like looking into the window in your front room? I don't know if I'd be happy with that.
Yeah,
I think if your curtains are open, then you've already knocked on the door. I mean, I wouldn't.
If it was right there and he was just like leaning or whatever.
Don't wank off in your front room with the curtains open. Don't do that. Like, I mean, there's no defending that. But at the same time, I don't know about people like looking in my front room.
You're upstairs though. That'd be weird. They'd have to climb up a ladder.
Well, who climbs up ladders, John?
Firemen?
Window cleaners?
Window cleaners. Not postmen,
that's happened once.
All right, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's do tweets.
Well, I heard some rustling behind me while I was, and then afterwards I walked out into the front room and then they were up on the balcony cleaning the windows, and I thought they were definitely cleaning the window to my bathroom just then. They definitely knew what was going on.
Is what it is. Is what it is.
I know there's part of me that's going, well, fuck it, who cares? But at the same time, I was devastated.
All right,
this is just something that happened.
This has gone weird.
I don't know where we go from there.
James would be very upset by all of this. Right, tweet.
Yeah, move on.
Taryn Gargett, with only six-ish weeks to go until E3 and its current potential to be a belter, how is Matt preparing for the blackout, and does he genuinely believe he can cope? There's an amazing podcast in the making if he keeps his end up. That's what he wrote. I didn't say that.
I mean, I definitely will, because I only be robbing myself of a good experience if I don't. So I'm definitely going to do it. I'm actually away that week, so I think that'll be easier because I'll be busy with family holiday and stuff. But as the days go on, I'm becoming more and more upset about the fact, because E3, I know I'm sad, but who gives a fuck? It is generally up there with like one of the top highlights of the year. I've loved this. I get so excited every single year. I still get super excited even though I'm now 35, and I'm gutted I'm not going to have that. But and it's just really weird. Like I love rushing home to watch the conferences and stay up till 2:00 in the morning to watch the Sony one, and that's part of it for me. So I'm gutted I'm going to miss it. And I think I may need to be able to cope because I'm on a family holiday, and so I won't have as many chances. If I was working, my God, I don't know how I'd be able to do it. But thankfully, I'm off. I'm busy with family and kids and stuff, so I should be better. And it's still going to be a nightmare, but
yeah, it will be. And it's not only that; it's the trying to get rid of the day-to-day stuff, like the checking Twitter, the impulse to reach for your phone and load up something that can completely blow everything for you.
Yeah. I mean, Twitter, it's more Instagram because I'm on that point. I agree more than Twitter, so that is going to be tough. But I'll be. Yeah, and I won't be posting pictures from holiday, but whatever. It'll be it's a good time to have a week off, I guess, and it'll be the first time I've done it in. I mean, God knows. I mean, since I was like 15, I don't know. I mean, it could be like 20 years. Who knows? In terms of whether it's going to be a belter, I'm just thankful that this is not a hardware year, at least that we know about. So I'm hoping it's not going to be a crazy one, but
I think it is going to be a crazy one.
I guess this has been like the second or the first year after, say, like the X is out, and the second year of the Pro, so maybe we'll see much bigger, incredible games that can really utilize the power of those consoles. Obviously, we're not really sure what Nintendo are going to show, but I'm just thankful it's not a hardware year, because that would kill me more. But yeah,
I think Sony's was so shit last year that they're going to have to do.
It was, yeah.
They're going to drop some big.
It was so good the year before, so shit last year. I mean, I really hope Microsoft come out and smash it. But
I reckon Microsoft have to have a bombshell as well, haven't they? They've got to have one. They've got to come out and say, we've signed this studio. Boom. This is coming out next year.
If they don't this year, then that's massive, frankly.
I'm hopeful that this is going to be quite a big one. And that's why I don't believe any of this Nintendo shit. Like, I really can't see it. I think they're going to drop some big news.
Yeah, but it is upsetting because there's been, I think in the last week, they said, the Microsoft conference is here and like the Ubisoft conference happens this time. Normally at this point, I would have already added everything to my calendar. Yeah, gutting. But it'll be worth it for the pod, I hope.
Could you do this, John?
No, and I couldn't because of work.
Well, why because of work?
Well, I need to know everything that's going on just for work. I'd probably know a bunch of it before it came out. B, just sort of for work meetings and stuff like that. I couldn't not know about that sort of stuff. You
do find out what happens. It's just like not live. Is it really
over the next month or so, I'll probably be NDA'd for certain things anyway, so I'd know some of that sort of stuff. But
right.
Imagine sitting in a work meeting, and they're like, "Okay, so you saw the conference," and I'm like, "Well." Do you know the TGCS podcast, the TGCS podcast? So yeah, unfortunately, no, I can't do it.
And everyone in the meeting will go, "Well, yeah, of course, you've got to do it for the show. We love it."
Yeah, no, that's why they brought it up.
Yeah, everyone's really excited about that.
Yeah.
Go on a holiday.
Yeah, please. In fact, here's free annual leave. Do not ruin the pod.
Right, okay. Anything else? We got any other questions?
Yeah, we got some tweets up in there. James McCall, this is a good question, but we might not be able to answer it because it's one of those difficult ones to answer off the top of your head. Which older game character deserves a new game on the current consoles?
Well, let's think about this, because this is... how old are we going?
Old as you want.
What, or young?
Young. The game's characters back then didn't have much. I think probably the best adaptation I've seen of taking an older game character and giving him a new lease of life was what they did with Max Payne 3 on the 360. How they took what was this guy just like, had these comic book cutscenes and didn't really have much of a personality, and then suddenly brought him into this it just felt really true to the character, but also added so much depth to him. I really like that. And, it was the same with Tomb Raider, although that was a little bit sort of aping those superhero movies where they suddenly got gritty and stuff.
Just bring up Remedy actually today confirmed that their next game, which is currently codenamed P7, that's going to be available at E3.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I haven't played the new one. I've got the what's it called? Quantum... What the fuck's that game called?
Quantum Break.
No, yeah. Sorry, I had a bit of a meltdown in my brain then. I've got that, but I still haven't played it. I will get around to it at some point.
I can't think of any older characters that haven't already been rebooted that I'd like to see again.
I'll tell you one that's ripe for a remaster or a redo. It's Legacy of Kain.
I never played any of those games.
Who was that, Matt?
Legacy of Kain. I can't remember the character's name, but
Yeah,
Legacy of Kain.
Raziel. I never played any of those games.
Yeah, I remember them being good, and I remember them being quite reviewing well. But that feels like one which they could say it's back. And I'm sure there was maybe there wasn't an announcement, but I'm sure that sort of comeback. Maybe it was on Games Gold or backwards compatible stuff. But I'm sure I've seen that in the news in the last few months. Maybe as a hint, who knows? But yeah, Legacy of Kain would be a good one.
Guy Spy. The what is it? Like Master Chief, they need to do something with him. I know it's not like he's a lot more recent or whatever, but they do need to do something, haven't they?
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see it this year. I mean, announce
that
this year.
Shit out. Yeah, is this the year where they turn around and go, do you know what? Fuck all the people that moan because it's not like Halo. Let's do something completely new with that sort of world.
Well, would you not argue last year they made it quite different by having squads and stuff?
Yeah, I didn't play it.
Yeah, I think last year was too different, and I want them to go back, please.
Okay,
cool.
Weird, yeah, but no, I mean, I'm assuming you want characters from the Mega Drive days and stuff, and I mean, it's easy to go Toe Jam and all, but really, I mean, there was nothing really too deep about those characters. The ones that sort of stuck out have been brought back, and there's no one that I feel has been left behind or that I would be interested in seeing again, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think, to be honest.
A Conker, maybe, and again, that's not that old, but I wouldn't mind seeing a new Conker game.
Do you think after the ukulele thing, do you think someone will have the balls to make a good one then?
Well, Conker felt very different to ukulele. It was a completely different style of game.
I mean, the Rare of now, trying to make that, I don't think.
Yeah, I know.
It would be so PC. It would be horrible.
Yeah, because that was, I mean, well, it wasn't that offensive, was it? It was just that it was seeing a cartoon character get pissed.
Yeah, but there was lots of
regional
accents and things like that someone would get upset about, probably. Okay, yeah, it would just be awful. It would be awful. All right. Moving on. That was a good question, but I can't think of anything. But Conker's actually a good answer. I've got a bit more
about Memory's game if you want to hear about it.
Is
anyone interested?
Next question.
Nah, I'm good.
We'll move on.
Todd McCain says, what's your favourite open world map in a game? I don't know if he means the actual map or just like the world. I don't know which one he means. So,
but Breath of the Wild, hands down.
Best
Breath of the
open
Wild.
world.
Easy for me. Like I people talk about GTA 5, GTA 4. They speak about what other games are up there? You know, Skyrim and stuff like that.
Yeah, Red Dead. I think GTA 4 is probably mine, but
I mean, all that stuff is great, and I'm not putting that down. But that world in Breath of the Wild blew me away.
Yeah.
I mean, when you would zoom in on a map and see a weird shape of rocks, and then think, what the fuck is over there? And then you go there, and there'd be something there to do that you'd never seen before. There's shit just hidden away under mountains because you can't see it on the map. I
love the game. I love the game.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not questioning that at all. But yeah, I'm not saying it's better. Just in terms of favourite, GTA 4, the timing of that game, the way I experienced that game. Quite first time I ever saw GTA 4 was entirely personal because we're talking about favourites. Went to a trip to New York, walked the streets of Manhattan. Then went to go and sit down for the first ever reveal of the game in Rockstar's offices. This is completely unique to me. Do you know what I mean? This isn't... Yeah, it was just a very unusual, and I was very lucky to have this experience. And then reviewing the game in a dark room in their offices in the UK for 3 straight days in front of an amazing TV with amazing headphones on and just being completely immersed. And because of that, I also was fortunate enough to have the true GTA 4 experience, which was to play the single player first. So many people went in and played multiplayer, so they were over in the Manhattan equivalent area straight away. But if you play through the story, obviously you're stuck in the smaller island for a good period of time. Then eventually you get to cross the bridge and see, the skyscrapers and all that sort of stuff. And I had that experience driving over that bridge in a taxi the first time in real life. So all this stuff is just it's all entirely personal. But that'll always be my favourite for those reasons. Even though, in terms of actual video game, slightly more objective point of view, I think Breath of the Wild is better. But I can't really fuck with that experience. I can't question that experience because it's just one of those things that stayed with me, obviously.
So one of the best things about Breath of the Wild is the fact that you unlock basically you can go anywhere in the game, but you unlock the map using the towers. Has another game done that? I know a game would maybe not allow you to go to other areas because you haven't opened the tower, or whatever, saying like an Assassin's Creed game, whatever. But has another game done it where you can go anywhere, but you don't actually see where you are on the map? Because I thought that was amazing.
Every single Ubisoft game does that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can go anywhere in Far Cry. It's just it's not actually. You don't actually know where you're going?
The towers then unlock your 9 million icons, don't they?
Okay, cool.
And then they drop that for Far Cry 5, and they did it wherever you are, the map opens up. So you're just walking along and it's a cloud. It does that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it got rid of the towers and replaced them with maps to unlock like icons or talking to, locals who reveal icons for you on the map and stuff. It was a better way of doing it. Definitely a better way of doing it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'll have to say, actually, San Andreas is. I prefer the San Andreas map to GTA 4, but yeah, I think Zelda's the one for me.
Sweet. He probably meant the actual map screen now, after all that.
What do you mean? Read it again.
What is your favourite open world map in the game? So he might just mean like the actual map.
The actual map?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Who knows?
Sorry.
But whatever.
I think we did better with that,
was a good
though.
chat. Luke Summerhays, has there ever been a game you really wanted to share with your kids that they've just had zero interest in? That's a good question. I don't think so. There's definitely been games that Elliot's been less interested in than others. But I've been pretty smart with the choices. It's like Nintendo. Yeah, he was pretty much in from the get-go. Mario Kart was where he started, pretty much same with Harry, right? And then
I mean,
he's just
that
moved
stuff
off
he
from
was
there.
all over.
And then
there
Cody
has
loves
been
Mario Kart
games.
now.
There have been games. I tried him with the Pokemon battle thing that was on the Switch, just a demo, and it was just like he just didn't get it.
Yeah.
He wasn't interested in it. There was another game recently. The Cars 3 game was on Xbox Live, and it is actually pretty good. Like it's basically a Mario Kart game. It doesn't try and do the film. I think it's Cars 2 actually. Yeah, it's Cars 2. It's that stupid agent movie. It's just a Mario Kart game, but it does this weird thing where it just takes you through loads of tutorials before you actually get to the actual racing. And so Harry was like, "Oh, I don't really want to."
Yeah.
Like it's going, no, try and drift round this corner 3 times before you can progress. It's like, no, why are you doing this? Like the way Mario, that can't be. You can't underestimate what they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, where they said everything's unlocked, go for it, have fun, and if you don't know how to drift and all that, we've got assists on for you. Like it was the perfect way of doing it. Really simple assists, and he picked it up in no time. He loves it. So yeah, what Nintendo do with that shit's too good.
Yeah,
it's too good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, Elodie don't play games, does she?
Nah.
Right.
She'll get there at some point.
Cool. Right, we're moving on. What do we think, this from Grant, what do we think Red Dead Redemption 2 multiplayer will look like? Will Rockstar be able to pull off GTA 5 levels of content based on the huge restrictions the game's setting poses? I'm excited but skeptical. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of battle royale. I definitely think Rockstar will be able to pull off GTA 5 levels of content in a different way.
They could, but is it likely to be as popular as GTA 5?
No.
Exactly.
But
so
it will be very, very, very popular. I mean, Red Dead sold insane amounts. The first one.
It will, but
I know
I think
GTA 5 sold like unprecedented, doesn't even make sense amounts, but still.
yeah.
Like, Red Dead was still like 30
copies
million.
sold than humans.
Yeah. The Red Dead's like 30 million or something. I mean, it's still like one of the biggest games ever.
It'd still be huge, but I'm just thinking part of the success of it's going to be hard to keep people interested in Red Dead Redemption Online, harder than it is for GTA 5. So the amount of content that they pump out for it will be relative to how many people are still playing it. But I think they'll give it a fucking good go because they've made so much money out of GTA Online.
Yeah.
It'd be mad for them not to really try and push the online side of this as well.
And if they do get a battle royale in there... Sorry, Matt.
I said there's a new trailer coming on Wednesday. And I think if I'm right in thinking, like the third trailer of a GTA game typically is when they show off the online stuff, and they've obviously had 2 trailers so far that's showing off stories. So It'd be interesting
Yeah,
to see.
but isn't it about time that they do one of those voiceover ones?
What's that? So you cut out?
In
cut out there.
GTA Online, you know,
Yeah.
one of those voiceover ones. They need to whack one of them out there soon. In Red Dead Redemption 2, we will let you skin horses.
Yeah.
You know, like one of those. I'm up for one of those.
Anyway,
now.
new
I'm for one of
trailer
those.
Wednesday. I'm very looking forward to that.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Stuart Baker. Based on the latest Splatfest, we decided on Discord that if you lot were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it would have to be David, Leonardo, John, Raphael, James, Donatello, Matt, Michelangelo, featuring Sean as Splinter. Not sure about that one.
Right, let's try and work out their logic. So Leonardo, obviously, is
Name
the
one.
leader of the
Yeah.
leader. So I get that. Raphael
Temper.
is who?
He likes pizza.
No, they all like pizza. But
Yeah, but he
Raphael,
really likes it.
that's Michelangelo, isn't it?
Well, no, Raphael's the purple one, isn't he?
No, Raphael's the red
Raphael's
one.
the red one. Purple
But what's
is
his
Donatello.
what's his
grumpy.
like thing?
Grumpy, and he's got
'Cause
the
there's-
size.
What's his thing? Like, what's his personality? thing?
Grumpy.
Oh, he's the grumpy one,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I get that. Then.
Yeah.
So then, who's Michelangelo? What?
Michelangelo's a party dude.
Who was Matt?
That's
Matt's
me.
Michelangelo, but he's
Right,
also the
I
irritating
get-
one.
I get that. Yeah,
and
I get
James
that.
is Donatello, the sciencey, sensible one. Yeah, it's got to be really.
But the I'd say he's more grumpy than you.
Yeah, but Raphael's more like angry.
Yeah,
But
I
he
think
was
yeah,
always
I
my
think
least
right.
favourite, so no, I don't necessarily like that comparison, but I'll take it.
No,
Whatever.
but you can understand the logic behind it.
Yeah.
yeah,
Michelangelo's always my favourite, so this works perfectly for me.
Who was Splinter?
he's the boss, isn't he? The boss rat.
No, I mean who?
Sean.
Sean.
Didn't they mention Splinter? Sean?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not Sean.
Yeah, no, they've run out of
Yeah, like,
things
quick,
to do.
let's
They
put
just
Sean
went,
on.
oh, fuck it, Sean Splinter. What about Sean, guys? Oh, fuck it, Splinter.
Sean
Let's move
is
on to the next
Shredder.
conversation.
It's a
Right.
shame they didn't say like I'm Krang and John is the guy.
the fucking
Sean
big
is
guy. Yeah.
both
Yeah.
Bebop and
Who's
Rocksteady.
Bebop and who's Rocksteady? Yeah.
Next.
Oh no, they ask a question. Going off this, if you could be any 80s/90s TV cartoon character, who would you be and why?
Probably that dude from what was the Alien High School one? Fuck, what was that called?
Galaxy High.
Galaxy High. The dude from that, he was alright, wasn't he? He seemed pretty cool.
He wasn't he like getting on with that girl with all the lips?
That's right. That's right, John.
Yeah,
Well,
whatever.
well,
Yeah,
those lips are
you do
going,
you.
mate.
You do you, mate. You do you.
All over me.
He-Man, obviously. That's based my whole personality on that
Oh,
fucking
come on.
cartoon. What do you mean, come on?
Like, alright, he's strong and everything, and he's a hero and that, but he's a bit of a lame character, isn't he? Oh, He-Man, wee! He's just like, that's it. What have you got to say, He-Man?
What's the guy from Galaxy High got to say? What is this?
He's got to say, I'm going out with someone with a lot of lips. Like, you don't know how good that is. I can't even explain how good that is. I'm having a wild time.
She's
I'm
got
having a
loads of-
wild time.
Yeah. So, alright.
Matt?
You've undermined yourself there.
Someone from Ghostbusters.
Which one?
Slimer.
What,
Slimer, yeah.
Slimer?
No, well, I was thinking there's Gordon. Who else is there? It's not Gordon because I'm not clever enough for that.
Does Ghostbusters count, though?
Yeah, it's an 80s. Well, I watched that as a cartoon when I was young, so yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the main... yeah, I
it's
guess,
a bit of
but
it's a bit of a dick answer, isn't it?
it is a little bit, isn't it?
Well, okay, well, name other ones.
Okay,
He-Man
I'll be
dig it
Michael
into.
Jordan because he was in a cartoon in the 90s.
He was in Space Jam.
Yeah,
But Ghostbusters was a cartoon. What else
yeah,
do you
but
want?
no, Michael Jordan was also a cartoon in a cartoon form, drawn as a cartoon. So I'll be Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but Ghostbusters was a legitimate cartoon.
So was Michael Jordan. Saturday morning, fucking
Okay,
superheroes
good.
or whatever it's
But
called.
I don't know why mine was a shit answer. Oh, because I couldn't
Because
name
I'm
them.
saying mine is a shit answer. That's why.
Because it's based on a film, I guess. Like, it feels like it should be its own thing.
Well, no, but Ghostbusters, the cartoon came first.
That's not
Did
true.
it? That's not true, is it? No. The whole point in Ghostbusters, wasn't it Saturday Night Live people?
Yeah.
And the film come first.
Yeah, but apparently it's actually based on a live-action 1975 TV show, so up yours.
What is?
Ghostbusters, the animated cartoon, was based on a 1975 live-action television show called The Ghostbusters.
But then wasn't it? Hold on.
Although the
they all
film
looked,
Ghostbusters came out 2 years before the cartoon, so
Matt, how could the
They all
cartoon
fucking look like they're the people from the movie.
They all
Don't be a
look
dick.
like there's literally Bill Murray in it.
no.
Was he in the
okay,
1970s?
No, but basically, like, it doesn't matter. But okay, the film came out first, then the cartoon. But
Matt's
actually,
dropped
that
the
was
ball
all,
here.
the Ghostbusters entirely was based off, I think, which is like some black and white old show called The Ghostbusters.
Black
Forget
and white,
about it.
1975.
Also, if you don't know what we're talking about, go to Google, search
Google.
Ghostbusters, and check out quite an entertaining film about an unlikely crew getting together.
We should have
and
ended the
fighting
podcast there. I swear we should have ended it there. Right. Stanshul asks, what was the last game you played in an arcade, and do you have any particular fond memories of the arcade scene? I think I talked about it, that Transformers game, the shooting one, when me and Elliot finished it. It was pretty good. But yeah, I got memories of that scene, kind of. There wasn't much of an arcade scene in Guernsey where I grew up, but, it had Street Fighter 2, Mortal Kombat. That's what you need.
Sega World, when Sega World was about, that was the last time I loved being inside an arcade. Sega World was so good, and I completed Virtual Fighter 3, I think. I can't remember the time.
Tag Battle?
This.
Was that a Dreamcast
Maybe
version?
4. I can't remember, but I completed a Virtual Fighter, and then it spat out tickets at me. So that was good. Well, did it do tickets? I think it did. That's what my memory's saying. Maybe this is all bullshit.
Maybe.
I don't know. I remember queuing up for some weird, there was like a go-kart arcade thing where you're in this thing and you could fire balls at people and stuff like that. I remember being in the queue for that, and in the queue they just had loads of free arcades. And so instead of queuing up, you were literally playing on an arcade for free, and then when the one to your left was empty, you just moved up, and that's how you queued. Sega World was great, and then they turned it into Namco World. Shit. It was just £1 for 3 minutes of fucking Mario Kart in the arcade. Yeah, no, not so good. Matt?
Oh yeah, I mean, last game I played that Mario Kart. It's like Mario Kart 2 in the arcades a few weeks ago at a family holiday. It was fine. But I'm from like Bognor Regis, as his town, so I spent hundreds, most of my childhood in arcades. I have really fond memories of Ridge Racer in the arcade. Obviously games like Sega Rally, Daytona, House of Dead 1. I didn't hear shit, but a couple of mates would basically put tons of money into that. Things like Max TT, Scud Race, basically all like the big Sega races at the time. Played loads of that. Yeah, I used to love the arcades. Good times.
We used to get that in Scouts. We used to go, when we did a summer camp, we used to do, a 10-day camp somewhere, like really far away. And on the last night, we would all go into a local town, and most of us just went to an arcade. And I remember vividly playing the Simpsons arcade game for God knows how long. And I remember, playing Puzzle Bobble a lot. That was good, wasn't it? It was good.
Yeah. It's a shame arcades aren't really big anymore.
I think, John, more places need to pop up, like the one you've got near you, where it's like 10 quid, and then you can go on anything you want.
Yeah, £5 for an hour. So it's 10
for an
for
hour.
both kids, obviously. But yeah, so you get your little card, and you can't do any of the ticketed machines apart from basketball. But all the Guitar Hero in there, Mario Kart, Time Crisis 4, that Transformers game.
Yeah.
A couple other bits.
The Guitar Hero arcades are fucking appalling, aren't they?
And there's like Crossy Road now, isn't it? There's all sorts.
Yeah, you can't do that one though because it's all the tickets. But they've got that shit.
The strap is like all it feels just like a wire. The guitars are like insanely heavy. It's just heavy. Yeah. Every time I've tried that,
I
I've just
tried to play
been
with Elliot, and he was just like, "This is as heavy as me. What we do?"
Yeah, I mean, arcades aren't what they were. But if I go anywhere, say like a bowling alley or cinema, or on holiday somewhere, and there is an arcade, I'm always excited to look around and see what they've got. I don't think they'll ever leave me. But it's a shame.
There's a few decent ones in Bournemouth, actually, to be fair. There's that one, and then there's one on the seafront, which is like you normal, pay for everything. But they keep it pretty up to date, to be fair. So.
John said next time we're all down in Bournemouth, we're definitely going there. And I genuinely do not give a shit about a load of 30-year-olds going to that place because it sounds amazing, and I really want to go.
I mean, every time you and I go on holiday every year, Dave, like we get excited going to arcades.
We do. We do.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. Sweet. All right. Final question from Don, Indiana747. What artist/famous person would it take for you to cheaply change your mind about a game or gaming franchise that you previously disliked? For example, Fortnite equals Matt Low like, Fortnite plus Drake equals Matt like.
Thanks for the example, Don. Really appreciate that.
I can't think of any artist that would really make me change my name. Sorry, change my...
change your name.
Change my name. There's plenty that probably make me change my name, but that would change my opinion on a game. I can't really think of that happening.
Yeah, see, because I think like the obvious thing in my head is Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, because I love the man, even though he's a bit of a dick sometimes. But I know that he doesn't know about computer games, so I'm kind of like, it doesn't really bother me.
So I thought I was like for Alex Ferguson, and I thought, well, I don't give a shit what games Alex Ferguson plays. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the disconnect I've got with that. I can't jump on board with, I know more about games than that guy, so I don't really give a shit about what he thinks about that game. I can't think of a single person that would change. Yeah, I can't.
Okay, but what if like one of like your Millwall players starts saying, "Oh, this is game I like playing." Well, surely you would check it out if you hadn't already played it. Just to see what
if I hadn't heard of it, I would. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it, I would. But yeah, I suppose that's the difference. If they were talking about a game that I didn't know, then yes, I would absolutely check it out. But I wouldn't like automatically fall in love with it because it's someone that I like is saying that they liked it.
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah.
There we go.
Down there, Matt.
That's that.
Credibility gone, lead. How about the questions this week? We haven't asked you for a few weeks.
Do you know what? The emails were amazing. The tweets were solid. So yeah, I'm not mad at any of it. But you can't really mess that. Postman story was really good with a good twist, and the fucking breakdown of the us as a kitchen sink drama. What a great email. So. More of that.
No, I thought it was a really good week this week.
Yeah,
some really good questions today. Keep them coming in. How do they send those in?
They can email the computergameshow at gmail.com. You can hit us up on Twitter. We're at computergamepod on Twitter. We're also on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We are on. We've got Discord. Go to bit.ly/TCGS. Discord. I got it right that time. We're also on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. We'd love it if you leave a review. Any review really helps. If you haven't left a review already, it takes about 15 seconds in the app or in iTunes. Think about leaving us a review. And we're also on Twitch. I'm streaming Dark Souls every Sunday night from 9, and I'm also doing a few midweek ones, and I'm actually doing a midweek one Wednesday night, so that's tonight if you're listening to this on the day the podcast comes out tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm doing some more Dark Souls. Go over to Twitch, search for the Computer Game Show, and if you've got Twitch Prime and or an Amazon Prime account, think about dropping a sub on our account, because that's nice, isn't it?
And if you don't know what all this has been about, go on to Google and search the Computer Game Show, and it should come up.
I've been thinking about this. I'm glad I said that, because I think some people... Okay.
I'm glad you said it. It was fucking hilarious.
Some people might not understand the context, and I think, I've allowed some people to find it out for themselves.
Gonna find out soon.
I guarantee there's 15-year-olds in the audience like, what does that even mean? And now they know.
15-year-olds are not listening to podcasts, Matt.
16.
Again.
Actually, I know for a fact one is, because of that guy who met me in IKEA. His son was young. Anyway, whatever. I defend myself saying that, so up yours.
Thanks for living it. We'll catch you next week, hopefully with a full crew. See you later.
Right.
Goodbye.
Right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.